as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harmon Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmonsolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmonsolar.com.
4th of July appliance savings are happening now at the Home Depot, so upgrade with innovative appliance brands like GE Profile. Modernize your kitchen with a new GE Profile 4-door French door refrigerator with hands-free auto-fill dispenser. And with the GE Profile Ultra-Fast Combo Washer Dryer, you can tackle large loads in about 2 hours. Save up to $2,400 on select kitchen packages with 4th of July savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing about June 19th through July 10th, U.S. only. See store online for details.
I'm an Arizona truck driver. I deliver food, medicine, supplies, and hope.
And during times of crisis, I support our communities. But every day I see people putting lives and families at risk.
Distracted driving is deadly, period. Be aware, be safe, and visit sharetheroadaz.com and find tips on how to drive safely around trucks.
This message is sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation.
Steve Jurich here. After working in financial services for over 20 years, I finally confirmed what investors really want, including me. And it's simple. All they're asking for is 20% annual return with no risk at 100% liquidity. Here's the problem. A money market is safe and liquid, but offers almost zero yield. Mutual funds and ETFs are liquid with upside potential, but aren't safe. A carefully selected next-generation index annuity through IQ Wealth may offer 10% ample liquidity, principal protection, and a lifetime income yield potentially double to triple that of quality bonds. By yielding more income using fewer dollars, our system allocates more money for you for capital growth. It's a winning combination.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now, 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the claims-paying ability of the insurer, so compare with Steve, 480-902-3333. Call Steve now.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harmon Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harmon Solar Podcast at harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
Hi, everybody. It's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I got to tell you, I'm glad we have a good theme song on this show, because I'm watching this new show on the Apple Plus or Apple TV, whatever the hell you want to call it. And one of the worst theme songs I've ever heard. First off, the name of the show, Dark Matter. Show has nothing to do with dark matter, at least so far. It's more about Schrodinger's box and physics and weirdness and whatever. I haven't seen any dark matter in this show so far. But, maybe it's just kind of like my humor, dark matter. So whatever the case, it just has the worst theme song ever. I've never heard a worse theme song for a show.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's it like? Can you hum a few bars? So it's more like whales talking to each other.
Like castrated whales.
Huh?
But not even that. It just, there's there's a piano and a singing person, and then they're out of tune, and the whole thing just deteriorates. Like, why would I sit here and watch this? Because here's what we do. My wife, when we watch a show, we'll go ahead and go through the entire first part of the intro just to see what it's like, because sometimes it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Good Omens had an amazing one, but it was very long and you could watch it once.
Yes.
And The Expanse had amazing opening stuff. And you're sitting there binge watching, you're like, I'm gonna spend a minute and a half of my life on this every time.
Right.
So the Dark Matter one, if you can sit through that more than once, you're a better person than me. Oh God, it's horrible.
It's bad, huh?
So bad that I'll hit skip on the intro and they have to very panicked and hurriedly hit forward 2 times to go 20 more seconds, because when you hit skip, it still has like the ending of it, and then like a piano hit. So I got to go buh, buh, or else we have to hear it.
It's got a piano hit on it.
It's like nails on chalkboard. This song.
Really?
I'm not even calling it a song.
Wow.
So anyway, I'm just glad we have a good theme song. Okay. Don't ask me who does it. I don't remember. It's been so many years.
This one here?
Dude, why would you play it? I don't want to hear it.
Actually, I'm genuinely stunned that you didn't think he was going to play it.
I didn't think you would be able to find it.
I want to hear the intro to Dark Matter.
Dark Matter.
You got to go towards the end. It's really bad. Okay, go ahead. Turn it up. Let everybody else suffer.
Wow.
Another case of you had to hear it. So I guess now we do.
The visuals on this are kind of weird.
Yeah, somebody just folded a bunch of cardboard.
I don't hear anybody out of tune here.
Oh, keep going. No, they get there.
Oh, they get there.
Okay. You want me to go ahead, you say? Okay.
See?
I think he's still in tune.
It's annoying, but it is still in tune.
Yeah. And
not
there's blocks.
Don't get me wrong. I would strongly prefer to not be hearing this right now.
Okay. All right.
I'm telling you.
All right. I'll shut it off.
It's shrill. It's shrill.
That's what it is. It's not out of tune necessarily, but it's.
I think if you sat there with my 5.1 surround system, you'd hear the out of tune part.
Okay.
That's out of
fair.
tuneness there.
Well.
Yeah, and I only have 5.1. I know there's 7.1 out there, but I have no idea how they reach that number. I don't know what they do different than what I've got to reach that number.
It can't be that different, right? I mean, I don't know.
There's 2 more speakers somewhere, but I don't know where they go.
Interesting.
Do they go up my butt? Because I don't know where else you're going to put 2 more speakers.
Oh,
is it just like butt speakers to get 7.1?
You really feel the bass?
Yeah. Well, I already do feel the bass. In fact, anytime the Netflix thing or the Apple thing hits, the buddy gets up and runs out of the room because the bass just goes. He does not care for that. But anyway, I'm just glad we have a better theme song than that.
All right. Well,
if you actually were sitting there in your house just watching that, and trust me, you couldn't do it more than once. No, Harry Soap, I don't even think I can say that. He says Jeffrey may have created a potential texter nickname, but I never said that. I never connected those 2 words together. I said castrated whale. I didn't say whale balls. I didn't. How do you?
You made up your own name beyond that.
Yeah, true. Castrated whale. Yes. Whale balls. No, we can't. We're not gonna do that.
No.
All right. So today is draft day for the NBA. Not as big a deal as other draft days, but tell you, we have a pony in this race, and now some drama. The boneheads over at Espen are, that Kevin Durant, he's going to get traded. They want to get rid of him. They want to get out of Ishbia and everybody else's sons are like, no, we don't. What are you talking about? That's not true. So there's all this hubbub about a trade for Kevin Durant. I know the Rockets were wanting in on this. Other people that are talking, and the Suns, and everybody says no. But then these Espen talking heads, the shouty guy, and then some fat guy. They're saying, it's definitely the dude.
I mean, the fat guy, that would be Woj?
No,
Windhorse. Ryan Windhorse.
Oh, that's
Windhorse
Windy.
is the fat guy.
The Windy. Okay. All right.
And I guess what was
shouty guy.
Something to say. Then the little guy, shouty guy, little guy,
shouty Stephen A.
Stephen A. There you go.
Okay.
Little shouty guy, and the little shouty guy. He says it a lot. So who knows what to believe? But according to the Suns and everybody else, it ain't happening. But you can't trust anything anybody says on any draft night ever, though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It does seem odd and kind of sudden.
The ESPN guys get it put right in their face. I do.
One of the reasons why they fired Frank Vogel and hired Mike Budenholzer in the first place was Kevin Durant didn't like his offense. So the idea that you'd fire a coach, hire a new coach because a player didn't like his offense, then turn around and trade that player doesn't make sense to me. Like, they're going to have to tell me what source they got that from, and maybe not specifically name the person, but like, it just, something is not adding up with the information that they're getting. And by the way, sources also lie on draft night. So the team might be lying, but also the people they're getting this information from may not know nearly as much as they assume this person knows.
Well, whatever. We are told we're just going to draft somebody. Okay.
Wouldn't it be something for the Suns to consider, though? I mean, wouldn't that get them out of cap space hell?
I'm sure they've considered everything, but one of the things that Ishbia doesn't want to consider is losing. And I'm sure, in his opinion, getting rid of Kevin Durant is probably not a path to winning. I'm sure, yes, he has painted them into this financial corner, but as it is, I think he's still ready to hold tight and keep the main three he's got. He's going to think that the coach is going to make a difference. They'll move around some of the other pieces and maybe end up with a point guard in the end. But I feel like Ishbia is just he's just holding. You know what I'm saying? He's just holding.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Tonight and tomorrow night will be the telling tale, won't it?
Well, the tale is going to get told tonight and then tomorrow afternoon, actually. So by the time we come on the air tomorrow, most of the deed should be done for round two. I mean, how long do they have in between picks, Keon, on the NBA draft? Because I want to know how quickly this thing is going to roll through.
I mean, during the lottery picks, it tends to be relatively long. I don't know exactly what the number is off the top of my head, so let me go ahead and get that for you. But it's not quick in the first round anyway. Second round just flies by because like nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Berg says, afternoon, guys. If today was the day to have the bleeps, we could just call them the Timberwolves fans. Cough, jackass, Donald. I don't know what the cough, jackass, Donald. I think he was jackass, Donald.
Yeah.
I don't think he means Trump. I think he means Donnie.
Donnie. Yeah.
Yeah. I never even thought about that. Donnie's name is Donald. Nobody names their kid Donnie.
Well, I don't think
his name is Donald.
Well, I don't think this would be the Donald.
No, not that Donald. No.
Right.
I don't know that Donnie is a lot of things, but I don't think he's a felon. 888-368-1580.
It is 10 minutes between picks.
10 minutes?
It's a max. Like in the NFL draft, you don't need all 10. If you know who you're going to take, just take them. But they do need enough time to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, who wants this pick?" Teams will wait until
what are they using a rotary phone?
Yes.
No, you the person calls you, says, "Hey, I want to offer this pick for this pick." You're like, "No, I don't want that." And then they'll maybe call somebody to try and see if they can work a bet.
Works.
Well, then why do you? Then how does the rotary? How does
it for the NFL?
It's 10.
Really?
Yes.
I don't feel like the NBA should need 10 minutes.
You should need 10 minutes if you're going to call multiple people to try and make pick. Yes, you do need the 10 minutes. Yes, you do. Yeah, you do.
I feel like they can do that with texting in the NBA.
No, you can't, because you have to compare draft value. If we're talking about picks, no, you can't, because we're talking about picks over multiple years, potentially player contracts of active players. We're talking maybe potential sign-in trades. No, you can't just text all of that. You'd actually be slower to text it.
I feel like the NBA should be fast. The game is faster, so I don't know why they run back and forth. I don't know why,
but they draft the same. The process is the same.
I feel like
what is literally different about the NBA draft that would make this faster than the NFL?
My level of interest.
Okay, well, that's not the same thing now, is it?
They need to hurry this up, is all I'm saying.
That's got nothing to do with it.
I mean, we've been talking about this for some time, and the draft order has already been set for some time. Wouldn't you think that, I mean, first of all, Atlanta, they won't need 10 minutes at the start. I mean, it just should be like the commissioner opens the damn draft, and then now, Atlanta, you're on the clock, and then Atlanta goes, we're picking so-and-so.
Well, here's the thing, Randy. I think, like with the NFL draft, the NBA teams have been talked to by the ESPN. Isn't this on the ESPN?
Yeah.
The ESPN says, hey, guys, you may already know what you want to do, but we need you to take your time because we need to. We need to play some commercials.
But also in a draft like this, like the teams might wait until the last second to try and get through and get their pick swapped. And this is not a draft where the number one pick is so set in stone, you'd never trade it. Like that, you could trade this pick. I could see a team trading this pick.
But I mean, for like Atlanta,
yeah.
I mean,
if somebody makes
set,
you,
right?
Because if someone makes you a better offer today than they made to you 2 weeks ago, how is that set?
I don't think we're going to get very far during this show.
No.
The Suns pick probably come around 10 p.m.
I don't know if it's going to take
Midnight,
that long.
Probably.
And like I said, they have 10 minutes. They don't always use all 10 minutes. Like that's not how that works.
Yeah. All right. Well, let us know. I mean, I'm sure somebody will tweet it out. I'm not going to even watch this.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need to watch this. I'm curious about whether or not the Suns will do something with Kevin Durant or whatnot. I mean, but I'm hoping nothing's going to happen.
I think because this is not a clear draft where it's just like, these are the best three guys. Like you could disagree on it.
Oh,
I'm actually more interested in watching this
a
draft
bunch of
because
damn foreigners.
I genuinely do not know. But even the college players, like how do teams feel about Stephen Castle? Depends. How do people feel about Donovan Clingan? Depends. Like
look at this: France, Serbia, Colorado, all these foreign countries.
Especially that Colorado.
Weird.
That's
it is like a foreign country there. 888-368-1580. Pull the plug says Suns should pick Bunny James.
Why?
Bunny James.
Bunny James, huh? But also no one should pick Bronny in the first round.
He's not even probably going to get up off the chair for the entire thing.
No one is taking him in the first round.
Unless it's like
one's
Charlotte.
saying.
Maybe Charlotte will.
I don't think that they're that poorly run.
Oily Stool says, Randy,
yes,
it's always okay to fart when you're alone, except for when you're in elevators. That's uncouth. Well, yeah, you never know who's going to getting on the elevator.
Unless it's one of those silent ones and you happen to be stepping off the elevator in the next 10 seconds.
Leave the people that are still in the elevator something to talk about.
Yeah, there you go. Or just, give them a good nap.
Vermont Dog says, by this time tomorrow, Bronny James will be a son. That's what's up, dog.
Everybody keeps saying that.
But
I don't know why.
Nobody in basketball is saying that. I've never heard a scout say that. I've never heard an agent say that. I haven't heard a general manager say that. They like him, but that's a like. Nobody's loving Bronny James's game. It's still so incomplete. That's not a first round basketball player.
Vermont Dogs is saying.
Oh yeah, Vermont Dogs, noted NBA talent evaluator.
You follow that up always with Yo.
I refuse because that's a very bad take that he has.
You're going to put some respect on Vermont Dog's name, Keon.
You earn that, Yo.
Yo, Jack. Sideshow Bob says, is it still a chance whoever signs Bronny gets king? No, not according to LeBron, no.
Or his agent, which I think I'd listen to that more.
Yeah.
Big George is here. He says it's a beautiful sunny day. How about the Diamondbacks winning yesterday against Donnie's Twinkies? Paul Sewald got the save after Kettle Metal had a monster night.
Had a great night, yeah. And how about that clutch hit by Corbin Carroll, even though he's hitting at the front of the lineup again, which I still disagree with right now.
Mm-hmm.
But he got that little dinkaroo that scored the winning run. And Geraldo Perdomo from third base. Speed kills, guys, when you've got guys like Perdomo and you've got Corbin Carroll, you got Ketel Marte. Speed kills, and teams know that.
That's not true.
The one thing about the Diamondbacks is they are a very, very fast and aggressive team, and they will run the bases. And last night proves it once again.
Speed doesn't kill. It's more about the thing you hit when you suddenly stop. That's the part that kills.
Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Mark Stein is saying Bonnie to the Suns, Keon.
Okay.
Well, Mark Stein clearly doesn't know what he's doing.
I don't even know who Mark Stein is.
Because here's the thing. If Mark Stein really thinks that, does he also think the entire Suns organization should clean house the day after they make that pick? Because if you watched Bronny play, there is zero chance that you see that dude and see a first rounder. Like I entertained it for a little because I do like his work ethic and stuff, but that's a second round basketball player, if that.
Maybe the Suns will get him in the second round.
They don't have a second round pick.
Maybe they'll get him in the third round then.
There is no third round.
Then definitely the fourth.
Okay.
Florida Mustard says, yo, Cats won the Stanley. Yo, that's what's up, yo. Thank you, Florida Mustard. Vermont Dog says, my takes have a greater probability of happening compared to Stephen A. Smith, yo.
I mean,
I hope you're right.
Okay, but that's an indictment of Stephen A. That's really, I'm not comparing you to Stephen A. I'm comparing you to reasonable other people. So
Sideshow Bob says all the sureness will hurt if the Suns actually draft him.
Oh no, if they draft him, I just think that that's a sign that this organization's heading in the worst.
We
direction.
will make a promo. First part of the promo is you saying there's no way in hell, and the second part of the promo is what you have to say after.
Fire everybody. I'm gonna turn into Big George as the second half of that promo. Literally fire everyone if anyone thinks that's a good idea. Or Matt Ishbia might just be the worst owner in sports if that's his idea. Like you can't draft him there. It does not make sense. Literally, just trade back into the second at that point.
Well, there's talk about them trading backwards, by the way. There is talk about them trying to replenish not just this year, but some future years.
Trade yourself all the way down to 52 and then get him there. Like don't trade back and just go to like 35 because that's still too soon. Okay, he's a very incomplete basketball player with a high upside, but there's not a whole lot there right now. Like there just isn't.
If LeBron James's son, Bronny James, goes in the first round of the draft, we're going to have to go to network because Keon's just going to lay down. He's just going to need a lay. He's just going to lay right here on the floor. I just need a lay down.
Can you go to network for eternity? I might never get back up.
Well, I mean, since we're remote, I mean, we have no say in it anymore.
Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hens says, I don't care either way. I just heard you say no NBA guys are saying it. Mark Stein was saying it. Suns could trade back and get a second rounder and take him.
Now,
Nick's looking good now, though.
But is he saying they should or they want to? Because those are two different things.
Yeah, it's a good question, Baker's Cocky Hens.
I'm saying there's no way they're going to do it because they shouldn't. They, under no circumstances should you draft Bronny James with a first-round pick. Zero.
Sideshow Bob says, Keon, we will get LeBron. Shush it, my friend.
You can't afford LeBron. There's nothing
Who's
to shush.
by the way?
Yeah. First off, who is we? Second off, there's nothing to shush. You're not getting LeBron. You can't afford LeBron.
Florida Mustard says, this is day 27 of me and my coworker sending dog poop in the mail to the Utah Yeti front office. Is that what they named the team? Did they name that team?
Or is that
Yeti?
what you're calling them? I think that's their name for it because I haven't heard that at all.
Or the Utah 10 speeds, whatever. Bloss Toby says, Bronny has a father. Therefore, he's always been a son. Thanks, Lost Toby. We needed a lawyer's take on that. Let's take a break. When we come back, let's talk about the Phoenix Suns a little bit more, some former Phoenix Suns and some other NBA type things on draft day. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Major League Baseball, the Diamondbacks continuing their series at home at Chase Field with the Minnesota Twins tonight, coming off a 5-4 victory on Tuesday. Ryan Nelson getting the start tonight for the Diamondbacks, 5-5, an ERA of 5.81. Simeon Woods Richardson going for the Twins, 2-1 with an ERA of 3.26. The Diamondbacks getting a run and a half tonight, minus 160 on the run line. The Twins minus a run and a half, plus 135. On the money line, Minnesota minus 125, Arizona plus 105, and the over-under tonight is at 9.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool has been put away. Now is the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet Because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
O'Reilly.
Don't miss out on summer brake deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get 15% off a set of Brake Best Select, Select Pro, or Import Direct brake pads and 2 rotors. Restore quality braking and improve stopping performance with parts and advice from the professional parts people. Save money now when you visit O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
4th of July appliance savings are happening now at the Home Depot. So upgrade with innovative appliance brands like GE Profile. Modernize your kitchen with a new GE Profile 4-door French door refrigerator with hands-free auto-fill dispenser. And with the GE Profile Ultra-Fast Combo Washer Dryer, you can tackle large loads in about 2 hours. Save up to $2,400 on select kitchen packages with 4th of July savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing valid June 19th through July 10th, U.S. only. See store or online for details.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way, from up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet, weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. So let's just sort of catch up on some NBA moves and stuff before the draft here in an hour and a half. I guess you know about Anunoby.
OG Anunoby.
I did hear about that, yes.
A 5-year, $212.5 million contract to come back to the New York Knicks. So there's a player option and a trade kicker, according to people. So that is something that just happened. And some other things that are going on. The Knicks also brought in Mikal Bridges and gave some picks over to the Nets. And the Nets piling up picks as we speak. And the word on the street is they may not even be done yet. What are they doing here? I mean, you got Anunoby, you got Mikal Bridges. So are they building there or are they selling? I mean, they got rid of a bunch of picks.
The Nets are selling.
Yeah.
They're
so the Knicks are building, the Nets are selling.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I had that backwards. My bad. The Nets are building. They're just trying to
they're building with picks later.
Yeah,
this is very confusing.
The Knicks are trying to put together a squad to win right now. That's basically where they're at. And
you think it's working?
I think it is working. I think OG Anunoby is a very, very good basketball player. Obviously, you add Mikal Bridges to your roster. You add a great perimeter defender and somebody who can also score. The 5 picks is pretty jarring, but that tells you what they think of him as a basketball player. It's that he's worth every cent, and I agree. You get a chance to get good on the perimeter defensively, like that's going to help you. You could make an argument that cost them that series against Indiana.
Well, they also have compiled a former championship team to play for the Knicks with Mikal Bridges joining 3 of his teammates from the Villanova Wildcats, where they were national champions.
Right. Along Jalen Brunson and no, I forgot the other guy already. But that's a reunion.
Smitty Smitherson was the other one, I believe. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, they're the putting together that is a nice run of guys that have a lot of experience playing basketball together. Means you're not going to have to gel as far as your locker room goes. It's not going to take as long.
It's been a few years though, but
it's been a few years. But these guys are at least already friends. You assume they keep in touch anyway. And so, like now they're playing together. Maybe their games have all developed a little bit more. So the things that you're going to do together as a team are different. But in terms of the locker room, just those guys understanding each other's responsibilities, roles, things that tick them off, all that stuff, like you already have that.
So the Miami Heat went ahead and signed Bam Yabba Dabba Doo to a 3-year, $166 million maximum contract extension. And so there you go for the Heat. I didn't know they were still around, to be honest.
Why? They are a full season removed from going to the finals. That's weird.
I just forgot about them.
You think they just packed up and quit?
The Nuggets stomped them to death in said finals, but that was just a couple years ago.
Just kind of forgot about it.
Jimmy Butler didn't do much these playoffs because he was hurt, but they were in the playoffs.
All right. I didn't notice them. So another thing that's going on, and I don't know how much impact this will have on your draft today, but the Warriors are trying to unload Andrew Wiggins, and they are really, really, really trying to unload Andrew Wiggins. And Keon, you were thinking that this may have something to do with, but is not exclusively connected to the fact that the Warriors want Paul George.
Yeah, and just financially, how the Paul George thing is going to work has to be one of those big contracts that they've got to move on from. Wiggins seems like the obvious choice because outside of that one big year that he had where they won the finals and everything, he hasn't lived up to that contract at all. He just hasn't been close. It's not all his fault entirely. He's had some family issues and some stuff. He's been in and out of the lineup, but the fact is when he was on the court, it's just not a factor. So the Warriors, who want to try and squeeze every ounce of championship window left in Steph's career, got to get out of that Wiggins contract. That's step one. And then step two, if you've got the cap space and the flexibility, which they should, if they get out of that one, might give him a chance to make a run at Paul George, either through the sign and trade with the Clippers or just signing him directly if Paul George is willing to take a lot of money but less than the max.
I wonder how much money they would have. I'm sorry. I wonder how many championships they would have won had they kept Kevin Durant in the lineup.
I mean, a lot. It would have been a lot. But Durant wanted to go. You know, I think that I think he'd heard enough of the noise about how those were fake titles and all this other stuff. I think he shouldn't have listened to people about that.
I agree.
But he did. And then things went how they went in Brooklyn, where he was basically the only guy trying and available. And so now he is here, and apparently, depending on who you believe, and I'm skeptical, they want to trade him. So
nobody on the Suns has said this. Kevin Durant hasn't said
that's
this.
Why
the only people who have said that is the people at ESPN.
Depending on who you believe. That's why I said that. Because
for two reasons, I hope that there's absolutely no truth to it. One, I'd like to see those idiots get it handed to them. You know what I mean? And two, I kind of feel like we could use him. I feel like maybe he needs to stay here.
I agree, but it depends on how long-term the Suns are also willing to think. Because if you're saying, okay, let's change our strategy, and you start thinking long-term, like Durant doesn't make sense on a long-term schedule. Makes sense on a short-term schedule.
No, we're doing things Ishbia's way.
So
do it feels good now. We'll sort it out
later.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand any plan that moves on from Durant if you think you can win a title right now. And I'm assuming that's what he thinks.
So Phoenix Suns new coach, Mike Budenholzer, still trying to find parts and people to be on his staff. I guess so. Here's who he's got so far. He's got David Fizdale, Mike Hopkins, Chad Forcier, Vince Lagarza, Shazon Allen, and those guys are on there. And but I guess he needs more guys. How many guys does he need? I feel like that's enough. How many guys, how many assistants do you need? Vogel had 8. How many does Budenholzer need? Does he need 8?
I mean, it depends on what he wants to do and how specific
So-
he's trying to
So he
delegate.
needs 3
things.
guys. He needs 3 guys.
I don't know what he wants to do. I'm guessing because his system is a fairly complex offensively, might need more than 3. But I don't know. Like it's just like 8. Most teams have like 8 to 10 guys on the staff. But it depends on how specific you want to get with delegating what you want someone to do with as your assistant. I think Fizdale's a really good hire. I just think that the guy's an awesome assistant coach. I iffy on him as a head coach, but as
He
an
has
assistant,
the coolest last name though, Fizdale.
and he's also he's kind of got a really cool voice. He's very sarcastic, and
Oh, my kind of guy.
yeah, and he gets mad very easily. So that's those are my 2 favorite things.
So he'll go take the heat and get tossed, and then Budenholzer will be still there. All right. Well, whatever the case, if you guys want to put your job applications into the Phoenix Suns, think maybe you could be an assistant coach.
I genuinely don't think that that's how that's going to work. I don't think that
they are required by law to accept your applications. Keon.
they can accept your applications. I'm just saying they're not hiring you.
I didn't say you have a lot of hope,
this
but
is-
I'm just saying if it's just worth a try. You don't.
This is not LA.
You miss
Okay, you
100%
can't
of the
have a
shots you don't
podcast
take.
and then get hired as a head coach. Okay, some other teams try to do this properly.
He's talking like big basketball again.
Yeah, I know.
What?
It's
Because I'm saying that we're not
oozing
the
big
Suns. The
basketball.
Suns aren't
Oh,
like
yeah.
the Lakers.
I
They
mean,
they actually
listen,
vet people.
Live the dream.
Okay.
Send your resumes over to the Phoenix Suns, care of the Phoenix Suns.
Just don't expect anything.
No, don't expect it. There's a bunch of teams out there though looking for assistants or even a head coach. There's teams that are they're needing people. You don't get nothing for nothing. Put yourself out there.
I'm just saying you're more likely to be on the Lakers staff with no experience than
Oh, absolutely send your resume to the
than
Lakers
on
staff.
Phoenix's staff. That's all I'm trying to say.
I mean, you don't just send to one place when you're looking for a job. You send to all the places.
I'm saying get your hopes up for that one. That
Yeah,
seems-
oh yeah, you
it
have a
just
real
seems
good
more
shot.
possible. That's all.
Anyone listening right now that sends their resume to the Lakers has a perfectly good shot of getting a position
And-
as an
and
assistant.
if you let
there.
them know, just hey,
Oh,
Rob Pelinka,
boy.
I have a really good podcast. Might get you in.
Now, of course, it comes out. I don't know why it came out now. JJ Redick, how many years was he in the NBA? Like 15? And
It was double digits. I don't remember off the top
Right,
of
he
my
was
head,
an
but yeah.
all-star quite a bit of time, and it's not like people didn't know where he was and what he was doing. But now there's a lady who came out and said that when he was a student at Duke, he called her the N-word to her face, and he's saying, "Why that never happened." Why would this take so long to come out? I'm not never going to victim.
She wasn't
whatever.
saying it to like get anything out of it. She was like, "Wow, just can't believe that's the dude that's the head coach of the Lakers now." She just tweeted it like casually. Like it wasn't like I'm mad, I can't believe. She was like, "Wow, isn't that funny?" That's how she like that's the wording of how she said it was. I really can't believe that that's the guy.
Well, the plausibility of this comes from when Redick back in 2018 used a Chinese slur when he was saying Happy New Year's, and he's like, I didn't mean to say it. That word's not even in my vocabulary. I got tongue tied. You're like, it came out pretty easy there, buddy.
Yeah, no, JJ Redick at Duke was not the JJ Redick we know now. He is clearly grown as a person, but that dude,
okay.
I could totally buy
that he said the N-word.
Duke JJ Redick saying that. Yeah. The guy was a menace out there, and he was talking bleep to everybody.
Yeah,
the
but just
JJ
some
Redick
lady,
now
though.
is
other players is one thing, but just calling some gal that to her face, or at all.
It comes if you're the kind of person who is capable of saying that, it comes out that easy. As a person
Wow.
who has had that said
So-
to my face, it's that like you're just stunned. You're like, I can't believe.
So JJ Redick is a racist.
I don't know that. I also don't know if he still thinks that way, believes that way. I want to give people the opportunity to like grow as people, like he might have been. I don't want to say right now, as of this exact moment, JJ Redick is. But that's not good. But it's plausible, is all I'm saying. It's a believable thing based on the way he carried himself back then. that I don't think that she's just saying that to just get attention, because she didn't go to like a magazine and try to get a story. She didn't try to ask him for money. She didn't ask for an apology. She just said, can't believe that's the dude.
Well, here's what she put on her post. She says, I've only been called the N-word to my face by a white man once in my life, and it was on the campus of Duke University while I was doing work with the basketball team. And today he was named the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. What a world. And she also said, for context, this was years ago, and I'm a believer that we all have space to grow, especially from our college level maturity. We live in a world where these exchanges happen, and the intersection of race and privilege and lack of accountability all collided with that presser. Yeah, you know what? She's being very nice, but I'm like, man, if you call somebody that in college, I think you're still a racist today.
I don't think that's necessarily it, because that
lives inside that man. Then if that happened.
I think people can change. I think that people go, you know what? I believed really effed up things, like my parents believed such and such thing, and I just thought these words were things I could just throw around. I didn't realize how much they hurt people at 18, 19, 20 years old. I know this because I have friends who have done that, and they have changed as people. And I do not believe that they are the same person that they were 10 years ago. In fact, I'll say this because Muhammad Ali said this. He said, if you're the same person at 50 that you were at 20, you've wasted 30 years of your life. I just don't think that people get locked into the one thing they believed in college forever. And
that's very nice of you, but I'm still going to squint at these people.
And you're fair to do that. I mean, all
right, let's see.
With anything like that, when especially people have just suspicious stuff in their past, it's like you can always go, I don't know if I trust you or anything like that. But also, you can't be black and function in America if you can't believe that people can change.
Keon, if you were black and Irish, you'd be holding a grudge for sure.
No, Caribbeans hold grudges, but also you got to let people change, because that's the only. This is the thing that actually, to me, this might be a little off topic, gives canceling power, is the fact that you think people can't change, that person should never work in anything ever again because that person made a dumb mistake or a horrible mistake and they did it, and then you just assume for the next 15, 20 years of their life, nothing's changed. And I don't know how that's possible.
I think the only thing that you should ever cancel anyone on would be racism. Everything else just seems silly. You know what I'm saying? I get you. If JJ Redick said this thing in college and he's grown past it and he's okay now, and that's all fine. But Mo, I'm still going to be giving him a sideways look now. Kind of the same thing I do with old wife beater. For the Mavericks.
I look at your actions too. Like with JJ, there's a level of.
Oh no, Jason Kidd beat his wife.
Oh no, I'm not. Yeah,
those actions are confirmed.
I'm talking about JJ Redick still.
Oh okay.
So I didn't.
Yeah, we don't know for sure about this.
Yeah, I'm just saying from his actions moving forward, I think that the guy has grown.
Maybe we should keep our eye on him. Chief Skull says if Keon believes that he should believe that I can become an assistant coach for the Phoenix Suns.
I don't believe that.
Jeez, to be fair, why would you do that to him? He's crushed his dreams for no reason.
What are you, 10? I'm not telling you anything that about.
He says, Keon, why are you so negative about my chances to run a Phoenix Suns defense?
I am a realist.
I believe in you, Chief Skull.
They're not hiring me either, by the way.
You haven't sent in a resume.
If I did, they would not hire me.
Let's put that to the test.
All the same reasons they wouldn't hire you.
Put it to the test.
They wouldn't hire me.
Send in your resume.
Why?
You ever see certain people and you're like, how the hell that guy get the job? And I'm like, they applied. So maybe you should apply.
That is, listen, because I know how an NBA coaching staff gets put together. I am telling you, none of us, this is not a me pointing fingers at other people thing. None of us, me too, have a chance of getting them jobs. That's just
Speak for yourself.
Okay.
Sideshow Bob says the question is, did he use the or just the
It really doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. If you look like this, either one, not good.
It really doesn't matter. I'm just gonna tell you right now. No, don't care. Don't
You're
care.
Not ingratiating yourself with the you know what I'm saying? Beer Bob says, if you ever heard Fizdale talk, I think he sounds like Tone Loc. Very cool voice.
Yeah. One of my favorite rants of all time, my favorite coaching rants, is when they were asking him about analytics. And then he lost his mind for 10 minutes and ended the rant with, and take that for data. and then got up and walked off.
Oh, that's right. Love that. Walter Mellon says, guys, I sent my resume to the Suns. I'll keep you posted. Good luck, Walter Mellon.
You don't have to.
We're pulling for it. Well, 2/3 of us are pulling for you.
I mean, I could pull for you if I want to. I'm just a realist about this.
Ringless Joe says, you guys like the WNBA? I'm betting on the Sky and Fever to win tomorrow night. You can't bet on them both to win. Well, I guess you can if they're not playing each other.
I don't think they are playing each other, but I don't know who they're playing tomorrow night.
Ray says, I think that every day listening to this show, how did this guy get the job? I know, me too. I think you're talking about me.
Wait, you're gonna bet on the Sky against the Aces? Man, all right.
I think he's saying don't.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
No, I think Keon is telling you don't.
I wouldn't.
So Ringless Joe, if you don't know what you're doing, don't.
I wouldn't make that bet with your money, but you can do with it as you please.
Berg says, I think Keon would be a better NFL GM. Go, Keon, go. I think that's a dig on your fantasy football skill.
But the thing is, even if I was the greatest at fantasy football, that's still not being an NFL GM. So I don't understand.
Yeah, I hope you're happy. You just made Chief Skull cry. He just sent a photo of a crybaby crying, and he's like, thanks, Keon. It's very sad.
Chief Skull, you are a grown man. Get it together.
Send in your application, Chief Skull. Don't listen to Keon.
Okay. All right.
Don't put that on him, Ricky Bobby. All right, let's take a break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol. When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer. 4th of July appliance savings are happening now at the Home Depot. So upgrade with innovative appliance brands like GE Profile. Modernize your kitchen with a new GE Profile 4-door French door refrigerator with hands-free auto-fill dispenser. And with the GE Profile Ultra-Fast Combo Washer Dryer, you can tackle large loads in about 2 hours. Save up to $2,400 on select kitchen packages with 4th of July savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing valid June 19th through July 10th, U.S. only. See store online for details.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Terms and conditions apply.
Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event when Dave, the sales guy, asks, want to test drive the Rogue? And I'm like, let's go. We're driving when Dave says, check out the VC turbo engine. I hit the gas and whoosh. I'm like, okay, I wasn't expecting that. Dave goes, if you think that's cool, watch this. Dave shows me the miles per gallon and I'm like, whoa, that's pretty impressive fuel economy. Dave mentions, these new cars are going fast. And in that moment, I had to have that Rogue. Crazy, right?
Wait till you hear how I got my Sentra.
Now Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000 MSRP. Shop the Nissan sales event. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. 2024 EPA fuel economy estimates from 28 city, 34 highway to 30 city, 37 highway for 2024 Nissan Rogue. Actual mileage may vary. Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer's suggested retail price. MSRP excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Live and local.
Dave Linder here on 1580 The Fanatic. I don't know who this is, but a new texter on the text line says, way to dash my dreams too, Keon. I have an interview next week with Mike Budenholzer for an assistant coaching position.
No, you don't.
Maybe I shouldn't even go now.
If you already have the interview, then you ought to go. But I bet
9735 wouldn't have gotten the interview if they hadn't sent in their application.
but they don't have an interview. I feel very confident believing that you are lying to me and you're not
We
getting
don't
the
even know
job.
who this is.
I don't. Okay.
Who
So
are
you
you,
text me.
9735? I promise not to read your name out loud.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to save it. And then if this person gets the job, then I just
Like
proved
I
my
said,
point.
I feel pretty confident.
And 9735, if he does get the job, then maybe we'll have an inside source into the actions of big basketball.
Hey, there it is. That's why Keon doesn't want him to have the job right there.
Big basketball in your pocket.
I haven't told anybody what to do. I don't
He
care
will
who
be
gets the job.
exposed. He will be exposed like a picture, Jack.
I don't care who gets the job. I just don't
Wow,
believe
that
you have the
reference,
job.
Randy, I got to take a moment
Mhm.
with you. They don't develop film anymore.
What?
It's all digital. Exposed like a picture
Wait,
doesn't
what?
make any sense to anybody younger than us.
When did that happen?
Like 20 years ago, started all digital.
Where was I?
Did you not notice there's no more photo mats? There's no more little shacks where you drop off your films?
I was wondering where to take my film.
Like for a while, you could take it to like Walgreens or Walmart, but I don't even know if they do that anymore. So, yeah, gonna have to come up with a new phrase for that. Sorry. I just figured it was time to tell you. 888-368-1580. Kiss the Cook says I coached rec ball for 15 seasons.
Well,
Had my
then he's
name hung in the
qualified.
rafters.
He's
I am more
qualified.
qualified than JJ Redick.
You are. So try that one.
That's right, Randy. He's more qualified than a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Though I will say that JJ Redick, by virtue of having played in the NBA, probably knows more about coaching in the NBA than.
Well, Walter Mellon says I got turned down for an interview. Turns out being an electrician for 20 years has nothing to do with being an assistant.
I wonder who could have imagined that.
I still would have given him an interview. You can't ever be too sure. That's all I'm saying.
You can, but that's fine. It's okay.
So the numbers are in, and Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, they said historic numbers for hockey. 16.3 million viewers tuned in across a bunch of different networks, and they said this was the second most watched NHL game in 20 years. Of course, what a great story.
Yeah.
If you're sitting there on a weekday, and you're like, oh, what's going on tonight? Oh, Game 7. And you know the background story of this whole thing, and you know that Connor McDavid is killing it, and you're just like, man, every single thing you need, every single ingredient you need to say, hey, if I turn this on, I'm going to see something. Something is going to happen here. It was right there. So of course, I'm not even shocked that the ratings were amazingly high.
Right.
So yeah, they said that's the biggest. He said all of it, by the way. Averaged 8.8 million in North America, and that's the most since the Blackhawks beat the Bruins back in 2013. So anyway, so yeah, it was a big deal. It was a big deal. Tell you what, this whole Stanley Cup thing where everybody gets to take it around and do whatever they want with it, it makes for some interesting moments.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah. The latest thing that happened was one of these guys. Matthew Tkachuk, I guess, decided, I think I'm going to run into the ocean with it. And he ran into the ocean with it over his head. He just ran out there and boosh. It turns out the thing floats. That was the most surprising part of it because it's like 37 pounds.
Right.
But somehow it's
designed buoyantly, I guess.
And it floated. I mean, there's a lot of salt in the Atlantic, but I don't know. So, did they have any rules on what you can and can't do with the Stanley Cup when you get to take it for your week?
I don't think they do. You can't deface the cup, but you can. I've seen guys, eat out of it. I've seen guys drink fluids out of it. I've seen people take it with them to dinner. I've seen guys going like today, go into the ocean with it. I've seen guys, have their children, have their children's like infant children, have their pictures taken. Sitting the infant inside the cup and things like that. So
photos,
or you
good.
Yeah.
Baths, maybe not great.
Maybe not great. Or you could be Alex Ovechkin, drink a lot of vodka out of it, pass out in that fountain out in front of DC,
Could be.
and just
Could
kind of
be.
just be stuck there for
Yeah.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I need some cereal out of it. After it had been very
I think that's been done. Yeah.
sanitized.
Yeah. I think it's been done. Sure.
Well, I'd have to try to think of. I mean, I would definitely eat cereal out of it, but then I'd have to think of something that hasn't been done.
Mhm.
And for all of you who are like Baker's cocky hens, adding 2 girls to the scenario, not going to happen. No, I think that's against the rules. Random texter says, I read the Stanley Cup Finals had the most distance between the hosting cities ever, by the way. Makes sense. All the way down in Florida, all the way up in Canada. Lost Toby says, I'm going to apply for underwater ceramic engineer. You mean dishwasher? Okay. I think you got a good shot at that. You know,
underwater though.
Don't think you need a legal degree for that, but all right.
Okay.
So I just want to say, I'm just happy when Drake loses bets.
Uh-oh.
And Drake lost a $500,000 bet on the Edmonton Oilers.
Damn.
So,
man,
I think he's won more than he's lost. Or which way is it? I always forget.
It's been a bad run for him lately.
He has had a bad run. You're right. And he
Yeah.
would have gotten $1 million if the Oilers had won. Keon would have gotten a bumper. So you're the same.
All I lost was a beer. I don't know however many millions of dollars
Okay,
Drake
so
lost.
here's
Not
the
even
comparison.
remotely the same.
Keon, you are to Drake as Randy is to Nick Cannon.
What?
Randy's got a lot of kids. I'm just saying. She's got a lot of kids. Harry Soap says that Diamondbacks beekeeper could have thrown his application in for Suns assistant coach. Who could use a beekeeper? You know? Well, I for baseball, yeah. Maybe he should go talk to the Diamondbacks about it.
They have bees inside the America West Arena. I don't think they have.
Yeah, and you know what the beekeeper says? You're welcome, Randy. You're welcome. He's doing his job.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is. No kidding. Yeah.
Kiss the Cook says naked babies sitting in the Stanley Cup. So those brown spots in there, they're not rusting, huh? Nope, probably not. I don't. Maybe I wouldn't eat my cereal from it. Maybe I wouldn't do that. Beer Bob says, I'm surprised NHL Game 7 only did 16 million viewers. Championship game for the women's NCAA tournament, I thought that did like 14.2 million. Also, Lord Stanley's Cup weighs 34.5 pounds. Okay, thank you, nerd. I mean, listen, 34, 37, it's close enough. You don't know what was in the cup. You don't know what was in there. Maybe the baby took a crap. You ever think of that?
Yeah. A good 3-pound crap right there.
Walter Mellon says, question for the degenerate gambler on the team. Well, that guy don't work here no more.
No, he hasn't been here in a while.
I don't know if Keon is degenerate, but I think he gambles more than we do.
Yeah, but like,
unless his mom is listening, then it's me.
They're little $5 bets. Like
if his mom is listening,
I don't know. I was trying to help.
I load the thing up with like $20 when I get paid, and when the $20 runs out, I'm done betting.
And then in the next hour, another 20. Anyway,
if you say so. I mean, that's.
Hey, Keon, is there any advantage to Drake losing that bet? Some sort of write-off. If you make enough money, it pans. He's Canadian, though, so I don't even know how that works.
No, I think there is. It's not a write-off, but the bets are insured. He's placing a lot of these bets.
Drake's bets are insured?
Yeah, because
why are Drake's? Mattress Mac, that's a part of the business, but Drake?
Yeah, well, because Drake is promoting a lot of these like casinos and betting companies in Canada. And so they basically let him bet whatever he'd like. And then if he loses, he doesn't really take the full loss the way that a normal client would. But he's like the face of whatever gambling companies he promotes. So that he gets to skate off scot-free because they get the promotion because he's the most famous rapper. And well,
that's disappointing. He's got a net worth of $250 million. So I need him to make a lot more bad bets.
He is a gambling addict, but he can get out of it more easily than most people because of his relation with whatever gambling company he's promoting.
That's very disappointing to hear.
Yeah.
Well, at this juncture, Drake's going to be he's going to be tied into those contracts until he's 98.
Yes. He's never leaving.
Well, seeing him lose is better than seeing him win. They have him like Elvis in some casino somewhere.
Yeah.
He can't leave.
Yeah.
Just weeping.
Or when he tries to leave, two guys show up. One named Lefty, the other guy Knuckles.
Yep. Beer Bob says Drake just betting Canadian dollars, probably not worth real money anyway.
Wow. Wow.
Chief Skull says Kendrick Lamar would beg to differ about Drake there, Keon.
Sure, but Kendrick also hates Drake, so that's a very biased source.
Listen, people, when we come back, we're going to mock Keon's NBA draft. He's going to tell us who he thinks is going to get drafted, when, where, and how, and what. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up? I'm tired of feeling so bloated. That used to be me. Then I got this. Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion. A probiotic, right? Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align Bloating Relief plus Food Digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Learn more at alignprobiotics.com.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool's been put away. Now is the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet. Because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So, whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Hi, I'm State School Superintendent Tom Horn. I am making $40 million available to parents of all Arizona public and charter school students for free tutoring in reading and math, so we can raise academic proficiency, which is my highest priority. Money is available for all students in grades 1 through high school. Teachers who do the tutoring will also earn money, which they deserve. Sign up at azed.gov. Thank you.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
At Desert Wholesale Diamond, we pride ourselves on providing top-tier quality, unmatchable prices, and excellent service. I'm Diamond Dave, and my track record in the diamond industry dates back 4 generations. I've eliminated the traditional middlemen, providing you with direct access to wholesale markets.
I'm Jada Cantor, and we offer you the best diamond buying journey of your life. With 3 wholesale offices and a dedicated production team, we make it easy for you to buy diamonds at unbeatable wholesale prices.
Our 34 years of industry leadership proves our dedication, and we continue to lead the way in all areas, particularly in lab-grown diamonds.
Save yourself from paying retail. Experience the most pleasant diamond buying experience ever. Meet Diamond Dave and his team, who are all waiting to assist you with your wholesale diamond purchase.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450, 480-397-2450, or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time
for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studio in Scottsdale. Chief Skull wants to know, why is Tom Horn still making the $40 million available for tutoring? It's the summer. They can use that money for summer vacations. Fire Tom Horn. I really don't have any opinion on that. Really, if I'm honest. And then Big George says, You know, I've been hearing that commercial about the guy who needs surgery for like a few years now. Is he still really all new to this thing? And did he live? I'm pretty sure he passed away. Sorry. We don't like to talk about it.
Yeah.
The weird thing was about that. The surgery, he was just getting a mole removed. I don't know how that went so horribly wrong for him.
Yeah. It was all new to him. So
he was going to be in the in memoriam later this year. So now you know.
Yeah.
888-368-1580. Kiss the Cook says, never mind the projected draft picks. Why is Mikal Bridges now with the Knicks?
Well, he got traded last night.
Yeah, that's pretty much why. I mean, I don't know why you're asking us.
Wait. Yeah, I'm trying to.
I wish he was still with the Suns. I do.
The Suns traded him to the Nets,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Nets last night traded him over to the Knicks. That's how he got there.
I miss some of our guys. I do. I miss some of our guys, but I can't. I mean, I always say that. No, it's not getting me anywhere, so forget it. So here's what we need to do. We need to mock Keon's draft. Keon has put together a mock draft, what he thinks is going to happen in the NBA draft. I think that he needed to prepare for this. We were going to do this a day or two ago, and he's like, there's a lot of foreign guy names in this draft. I'm going to need to practice. So, I mean, I'm looking at some of these.
There's one of them that took a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because his name, the letters do not line up with how it's actually pronounced. It's not actually that hard to pronounce. It's just when you look at those letters, you're like, that doesn't say that.
Can I just tell you that the first guy, like probably one of the top guys in the draft, Zachary, they overspelled that. Okay,
that's the French for you.
Zachary does not need two C's. All right, it's too many letters. France, too many letters. They made up for it with Alex Sarr, but the rest of it is ridiculous.
You'll find that that's a theme with the French today. Many letters that aren't required.
It's too many letters. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let Keon share with us how he thinks this 2024 NBA draft is going to go. Take it away, Keon.
All right. Well,
wait, hold on a second. Did you do this on your show Saturday?
I did not. No.
All right. I don't need your sloppy seconds.
No, I didn't do it Saturday.
Okay. Go ahead. All right. Just want to make sure.
I focused mostly on what the Suns were going to do Saturday.
Oh, right.
So I didn't get into all the.
What do you think they're going to do? Oh, you'll tell us. You'll tell us. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I will start with number one. The Atlanta Hawks are slotted to take Zachary Risacher. The thing that
wait, what? How do you say that last name?
Risacher.
It's not Risacher?
No.
It's not Risacher.
No. Because that's
it's either Risacher or Rise
that
Acre.
CH sound in French is a sh sound. So anyway.
Crap. Say it again.
Risacher or Risacher, depending on how you want to pronounce that.
Is it Risacher or Risacher?
I've been flip-flopping back and forth, and I've heard both. So, maybe Pierre can drop in and offer a correction. Yeah. But I've heard both, and I've just been using them both. I can't help you with that one.
I'm still pissed off about his first name, but go ahead. All right. So Atlanta takes Frenchy French.
Yeah, and part of it is I think Atlanta originally did want to try and take Alex Sarr at one. But a couple of things happened. One, apparently, Alex Sarr does not want to go to Atlanta. Just flat out, just that organization, something about it. He doesn't like it. And he much prefers the direction that the Wizards are moving in, which is the first time in my life anyone has ever said, no, I'd rather be a Wizard.
I'd prefer to be on that team.
Yeah. So if that tells you about the direction the Hawks are in, I don't know what else can. But Risacher is a really good player. He's incredibly young. He's like 18 years old. Competing in the pro league in France, another kind of like late rising guy in terms of the playoffs that they were having in France. They are just wrapping that up, and he had a really good showing out there. He can give you a lot of playmaking in terms of just being able to stretch the floor, spot up and shoot. The only thing I really don't like very much about him is that he just doesn't have that instinct to say, I'm going to initiate the offense on my own, or I'm going to make plays. He doesn't seem to have that instinct in him. And to me, the number one pick should probably have a little bit more of that dog. You know what I mean? I just don't think he has it. And, that doesn't mean that he's not a talented player, but I think you're asking him to be something that he's not if you think he's going to come in and like him and Trae Young are going to run the Eastern Conference together.
So just one moment. I did look up the actual pronunciation for Zachary's last name, and it's Rochambeau. It's actually Rochambeau.
That's a very different thing than the thing that everyone else has been saying that his name is.
Trust the Google. I just looked it up. It said Rochambeau.
I hear you.
And I'll play rock, paper, scissors with you to decide that if you want. But I feel like I'm going to win.
It's just not a hill I'm willing to die on, honestly. Pronounce his name how you'd like.
All right, so you got Rochambeau as the first pick. You got Sarr as the second pick. So does this end the French invasion, at least for now, or is there another French guy coming in at 3?
I mean, at least for now. There will be a Frenchman later on in the draft. Yeah, Alex Sarr going to the Wizards. Sarr I really liked a lot just because of his, at 7 foot, and he's got a 7'4" wingspan. He's incredibly athletic, just laterally being able to defend the basket. He doesn't have a game where he can make his own shot yet, but you see the beginnings of it. You see it working. He just also didn't get a lot of playing time in Australia, just because of his age. It is like so it leaves you with a lot of stuff that you're kind of projecting what Alex Sarr is going to be. Number 3, I got the Houston Rockets taking Reed Sheppard, the guard out of Kentucky. I think that Reed Sheppard is a special kind of shooter. Like, he has the ability to just basically spot up and shoot from anywhere. And I think that the Rockets needed that. I think they were shooting in the low 30s from 3-point range last season. Reed Sheppard shot 52% from 3, and they were NBA threes. I mean, the college 3 is a little shorter, but the range he was actually taking the shots from, that was NBA range. And I also think that he's got a tremendous playmaking ability. He's good at getting shots for other people. And the Rockets need that as they continue to build. They've got a very young core of guys. Having a guy that can come in, immediately be an impact player and grow with the group of guys that they have, that's where the Rockets are. They're not trying to win right now. They're trying to win in a handful of years. Number 4, I've got the San Antonio Spurs, and to my great disappointment, they're taking Stephen Castle. I was hoping Castle would drop, but I just everything that I hear about him, he's flying up the draft board. I don't think that he's going to be, a little bit later on for anybody else to get. I just think that the guy is genuinely a really good player. I think he fits what the Spurs want to do, obviously, because with Wemby, now you're trying to surround him with guys who can get him the basketball and can support what he's doing out there on the floor. Castle, I think, is probably one of the handful of guys with a superstar ceiling. He's not there right now, but because the shooting is still very inconsistent with him.
27% beyond the arc.
Yeah,
great.
But it's a shot that's going to need a lot of work. But as far as what he can give you as a passer, he can do that. A lot of the issues that the Spurs had last year had to do with a lot of selfishness from their guards. The guards just, quite frankly, took shots instead of giving the ball to Wemby, when obviously giving the ball to Wemby was the correct choice. Castle's not going to do that. He was, highly recruited, went to a UConn team that had already won a title, and then just fit right in. Didn't let his ego take over. Didn't say, I want to take more shots. I want to get more minutes. Like, he slid right in. He did what they asked him to do. And I think that unselfishness is kind of what makes him a good Spur candidate. So I just think he fits what they want. He is going to need to shoot the basketball a whole lot better, though. Number 5, I have the Pistons taking Dalton Knecht, the forward out of
Knecht.
Yes,
like Connect 4.
Yeah,
yes.
It's spelled Knecht. Connect.
Oh, I was like German for night.
I mean, if you say so, I don't know where.
That is German for night. Look it up.
I agree. Then I just didn't know that. But I do like what Connect can give you as he's really interesting, because I think he's got real offensive potential, but he's got to tighten up, I think, defensively. But as a shooter, especially from the mid-range, he's golden. He's got the clutch gene. There were so many games where Tennessee needed somebody to take over the basketball game and go get them buckets. Dalton did it, and he did it all the time, and he did it consistently on a team where they had their struggles offensively. And like, to start the year, they didn't really have an offensive identity, and he made one for them. So I think that having that, in the NBA, and specifically on the Pistons, a team that kind of doesn't really have an identity. I also think that as a defender, he's really good playing off of the ball. He's a very his on-ball defense, got to tighten that up. But the off-ball stuff, the instincts of knowing when to jump passing lanes, when to try and lull defenders to sleep. You don't see guys get behind him on back cuts very often, getting to the basket. He's very aware. He's got a very good feel for what teams are trying to do offensively. It's just if he's going one-on-one with the guy, I don't know if I trust that ability to stop that player straight up head to head. Number 6, I've got the Hornets taking Matas Buzelis.
I was wondering about that guy. Now, he's listed as a G League guy. And did he not go to college?
No.
He's 6'9". How did he not get into college basketball?
Well, he could have if he wanted to, but there are a number of guys. The G League team is the team that it's specifically for guys who don't want to go to college. They just want to focus on basketball. And so they go there, and the NBA has a team for you, and you can kind of start the process of getting into an NBA weight room, have an idea of what an NBA locker room is kind of like playing on that G League team. This year's G League team.
This Buzelis, he is a leaper.
Yeah, and he's not the only G League guy. I think Ron Holland is going to come up later.
You just missed my Princess Bride reference about him being a leaper because he leaps. It says right here, he is explosive leaping ability.
Very.
Because you are a leaper. You did not know. I will use my left hand. You just
I
missed
it. I forgot the reference. My bad. So with Buzelis, I think with the Hornets, because I've heard the Hornets want to trade up, but the person they would probably trade up for is honestly Reece Shea. Like they like him a lot, but if you can't get him, you can get Buzelis and get a lot of similar things. Guy who spaces the floor well, has a really good feel for the game.
That's not a normal height for a guard, is it? 6'9"?
No, it's big.
That's a tall guard.
It's a very tall guard. But the way that he can shoot, yeah, that's kind of what you want. The only thing with his shooting, though, is it's a little streaky. He shoots, and when he's hot, he's red hot. When he's cold, it's frozen. I mean, there's no middle for him. So he's got to become a more consistent shooter if he's going to be of really any use to anybody. But in terms of just adding to what the Hornets want to do, adding more players who can score the basketball a lot, they seem to be leaning more into offense. That seems like a really good pick for them. Number 7, the Portland Trail Blazers have to admit that DeAndre Ayton really not going to help them do all the things that they want to do. And draft the center, I've got Donovan Clingan.
That is the saddest thing you can say because of all the money that they are spending for him. So if they bring in a Klingon, what are they going to do with him? DeAndre Ayton, are they trading him away?
Probably. I mean,
who the hell want him right now, knowing how bad he is lately?
That's going to be another one of, can we give you some picks to make this guy go away? Or your timeline of your rebuild is as such that by the time you think you're good to go, that contract's ending anyway. But you're phasing out DeAndre Ayton either way. It is sad. It is sad because I do think that when they traded for him, they did have some hopes that they could get him back on track, and it's just not possible. The guy's too lazy. So they just wave the white flag on that. You get a center who does a lot of similar things and honestly has a lot of similar limitations. He's not a great shooter, but he's good inside the paint. He's a fantastic defender. I mean, the instincts for Donovan Clingan, it's crazy. The weak side help for him when a guy is going to the basket and he thinks he's got a clear path. Clingan takes that space away immediately. His game is very similar to Rudy Gobert defensively. It's just the instincts are really good. There is potential defensive player of the year ability in Donovan Clingan. I really think so. I think he's got to have a serviceable shot though. Like the shooting is so bad right now that if he's like 10 feet away from the basket, just let him shoot it. There's no threat that shot's getting knocked down. And that's a giant issue that he's going to have to correct at some point.
How did the Spurs get another pick so fast?
The Spurs have been trading for a long time. They've been, that player's not working for us. Let's move on.
Randy, the Spurs have been lurking. They've been lurking.
Yes. Yeah, lurking in the background, waiting.
Then they got the Wemby, And now according
shadows.
according to Keon, now they got the SAR, right? So now who
well,
they
the Wizards have the SAR. The Spurs will have Castle.
Oh, that's right, Castle, the guy from UConn.
Yeah.
So who else are they going to go get?
With the 8th pick, I have them taking Cody Williams, the forward out of North Carolina. I like.
Well,
Cody.
you passed a lot of guys for him.
I like Cody a lot. This is my mock draft. I'm really not, and there is no consensus really. Like I've looked at a bunch of them too. Like nobody is agreeing on what the Spurs are doing at 8. But I do think that what the Spurs would have wanted is to try and get a guy that can help them from that 4 spot. I think Cody Williams can do that for a couple of reasons. One, I think that Cody Williams is somebody who can guard multiple positions. He's incredibly versatile. He reminds me of Jaden McDaniels with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Just a guy that you can rely on to defensively shut down a lot of positions. He can probably guard 2 through 4 reasonably well. And I think that when you have that in Wemby, that's going to be a long team. Good luck trying to pass through that defense. I don't know how you're supposed to. Just a bunch of pterodactyls out there. And I also think that he also has some potential as a scorer as well.
All right, so we're doing Keon's doing his mock draft, and we're mocking his mock draft. But right now, what position are we on? We just got through the 8th pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's what we got to do. We do need to take a break, but before we do that, let me get you caught up on the text line. Chief Skull says, "Does Klingon speak Klingon? Don't be a child. Of course he does." Choro says, "Ayton will be a wizard." Do you want DeAndre Ayton as a wizard?
No, I
couldn't hurt.
No, I did. Now, over on Money Radio, Cameron just popped in to show me a thing with the Wizards and the Trailblazers. I have no idea what that was about just now. So I think I'm about to find out something in this commercial break. I'm about to learn a valuable lesson.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, hearing Stephen A's take on Villanova having no NBA prospects from years ago must make Knicks fans love him now that 4 of them are there. Ringless Joe says, I'm betting the Sky. Home underdogs, always great bets. I'm also betting the Fever to win with a great game from Caitlin Clark. She's been racking up points and assists lately, he says. Ayton's Army says, happy Wednesday, Blender. Not sure if this has been talked about yet. The fabricated storylines that Stephen A. Smith's been spewing on First Take over the last couple of months are ridiculous. Thank God Matt Ishbia tweeted that rebuttal to him today. Sure, but Ayton's Army also remember, everybody lies on draft day. So I hope you're right. I hope it's true. I hope nothing is going on the way Stephen A. has been yibber-jabbering. You're going to have to watch tonight to find out, I think. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back. More of Mocking Keon's draft right here. It's the Daily Blender on 1580 The Fanatic.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-8787. That's 1-800-280-8787. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-8787. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
With T-Mobile, you can get tons of benefits and still save because nobody likes having to choose. It's like getting romance and sci-fi.
I love you. Also, I'm a robot.
At T-Mobile, you can get the benefits you want and still save on every plan versus AT&T and Verizon. See how with our savings calculator at T-Mobile.com/switch. Plus, switch and keep your phone. We'll pay it off up to $800.
Via virtual prepaid card in 15 days. Qualifying unlocked device credit service and timely redemption required. Card has no cash access and expires in 6 months. See T-Mobile.com.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
Do you need equipment for your business but don't have the cash? I can help. I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, and we offer no money down financing on new and used equipment. Excavators, forklifts, dozers, tractors, cranes, plows, and more. If it's essential to your business, I will help you get the money you need. It's faster and easier than asking your banker. Call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. That's 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
Hi, I'm Ralph Romano.
And I'm Neil Lynch.
And we're the Weekend Warriors.
Ralph, I think we should change the name of our show.
To what?
Let's call it 30 Years Sports Talk Interview Fun Time.
What kind of name is that?
Well, we've been friends for over 30 years.
Yeah.
We talk about sports.
Sure.
We interview personalities from the Arizona sports scene.
Okay.
And we have fun.
Dude, are you done?
For now, yes.
Look, Neil, all of this is true, but let's just stick to our regular name.
Okay, Ralph, but I think my name is better.
Anyways, it's the Weekend Warriors every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Aiton's Army says Stephen A. lied about Devin Booker wanting to play for the Knicks. He lied about Jaylen Brown not being viewed as marketable player by corporations. Now he's lying about the Suns trying to trade Kevin Durant. That guy will say anything now and cites anonymous NBA sources. Yeah, but why? That's the thing I don't understand.
Because it's made him who he is right now, and he has some credibility from all these hot takes. That's why.
And he also has credibility from when he used to actually be good at this.
Oh, I see.
He used to report actual things.
I just make stuff up. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I mean it's laziness.
All right. Well, when we last left mocking Keon's draft, he had just finished up with the second Spurs pick at number 8. So I think we need to pick up the pace a little bit on this. So Randy, stop interrupting him. Okay, go ahead, Keon.
All right. Very well.
All right. So we get another Frenchman with a name that's got too many letters in it. With the Memphis Grizzlies picking at 9 with Tijan Salon. Just gonna let that hang there. So that because if you look at the letters in that name, I don't know how you get that, but they got that.
There's all sorts of weird punctuation too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's just a lot of consonants. But anyway,
good on you for figuring out how to say it. Tijan Salon.
I had to look that one up.
Sounds like a place to get your hair done. The Tijan Salon.
It really does. But he's a really good basketball player, man. Like he's got an incredibly high motor. He reminds me a lot of Aaron Gordon with the Nuggets. There's not any one thing that you can point to that he does great. He just does a lot of things at a good level, and he's always willing to continue to go after the basketball. He doesn't take plays off. He's always high motor, high energy, got a lot of hustle all the time. Kind of fits in with what the Grizzlies are and what the Grizzlies want to do. And I think that he helps them because he winds up being the kind of glue guy that does all of the stuff that nobody else wants. And you get to also have a little bit of just an athlete that you can throw lobs to if you're John Morant. Just give him that option and that ability as well. Number 10, I've got the Utah Jazz taking Devin Carter. I like Devin Carter for a number of reasons, but one of the biggest reasons is the perimeter defense for him. It's just he's just an incredibly talented defensive player, especially out on the wings, which I don't know if you've noticed, but in this league, teams are going to take a lot of threes. The Celtics took a boatload of them, and I don't see how other teams around the league don't try to copy that formula. Having good perimeter defense is going to help them a lot. The Bulls are taking...
Wait, the Bulls are still around?
The Bulls are still around, yeah.
I didn't know that.
And they're picking 11. I have them taking Ron Holland.
I forgot about them. Another G League guy.
Another G League guy, yeah. That G League Ignite team, Ron Holland looked pretty solid on that team, but it's a hard team to evaluate a lot of the players coming out of it. because it was one of those years where more forwards than guards decided that they didn't want to go to college. So you had a team with like 7 power forwards. Ron Holland was the guard though, so he had plenty of time to kind of learn and figure out what he wanted to do. But like the other guys on his team were kind of playing out of position, because if you have 7 power forwards, one of them's got to be a center, one of them's got to be a shooting guard, one of them's got to be a small forward. So you had guys kind of playing positions that they just weren't good at. Makes it really hard to tell how good Ron Holland is, but he does have very good instincts. He's another guy that's a worker, grinder, hustles a lot. And I think of a bunch of the guys in this lottery space, he's got the best on-ball defense. You put him on the guy with the ball, that guy's not going anywhere. He has that ability. I think he prides himself on being good on the defensive end of the floor, which is absolutely huge. I got the Thunder taking Tristan da Silva at 12 out of Colorado, and I'm a little torn on this one. Like, there's a case for Tristan da Silva going much lower in the draft, but I just think that what Tristan da Silva is really good at is.
Well, why do you think he might go lower? Is because he's not bulky enough?
It's not necessarily a bulk thing, even though that's part of it. He's a little undersized, but I just think that the reason why he might go lower is honestly his age. Like we're he is the oldest possible player you can have in this draft. He's like 23 years old. He'll be 24 when the season starts, and that means that whatever ceiling you think he has less time to reach it. That's why a lot of teams try. If you have 2 guys that you think are similar, you tend to go with the younger guy because you have more time to develop that person than, hey, if you're 24 already, like, I hope you're figuring this out this year. Like, that we don't really have time to wait for you.
Well, that feels like ageism to me, but all right.
It is a little bit, but sometimes that happens. But yeah, I think Da Silva can be a really good fit, especially with the Thunder. I think he's got to be a little bit better of a shooter. But the Thunder have Chip Engelland, who is legendary shooting coach in the NBA. So if you have somebody with issues that need to be straightened out with concerns about shooting, that's probably the place that you want to wind up. Afterwards, I have number 13, the Kings taking Jared McCain, the point guard out of Duke. Really, really strong, taking care of the basketball as a guard.
Right. Yeah, this is John McCain's grandson.
Yeah, not related at all.
They look alike.
They genuinely do not.
He's going to the Mavericks,
very similar.
right?
He's
going to go to the Mavericks.
He's not going to the Mavericks. No.
Wow, your mock draft sucks. If Jared McCain doesn't go to the Mavericks,
I have him going to the Kings. Well, yeah, that's because you shouldn't draft a player based on who he coincidentally has a name.
Shouldn't you though?
With no, you really shouldn't.
You should really.
So, but he's somebody who can, I think, help 3-point shooting. The turnovers, and by the way, my mock draft has changed a little bit because of what I read during the break that the Wizards did. But anyway, so he protects the basketball really well. The turnovers, he keeps them low. He's projected to be a very good 3-point shooter at the next level. He's a good 3-point shooter now. They think he can actually get better and do more, shoots at a high percentage. I think Jared McCain has the ability to add to what the Kings are building, especially, coming in and being behind De'Aaron Fox, most likely. So you're not asking him to be a day one carry the team guy. But now at 14.
Well, hold on. You can't just breeze by. What happened with the Wizards?
Well, I'm telling you now.
Oh, okay.
At 14, the Trailblazers had that pick. The Wizards have traded with them.
So now the Wizards are down at 14. The Blazers are up at 2.
No. They traded.
I'm confused.
I'm trying to get there. They traded Denny Avdia, one of their players, for the 14th pick, and then they got Malcolm Brogdon and his completely constantly injured self. They got him back in the trade, and for getting Malcolm Brogdon back, they also got a couple of picks. They got 26 from the Trailblazers, as well, and then they got the 14 from the Blazers. So they are. I don't think they're done. I think that the Wizards have. I honestly heard they really like Stephen Castle. I think if they could try and figure out a way to get get up into the top 5 and get Castle, I think that they're going to do that with that 14th pick. But if they were to stay there, and to see them, my whole mock draft is already from this point down is already thrown
The rest
off.
is just going to be a flow of consciousness from Keon.
Yeah, it's just that we'll see if we can make this go.
See, maybe we should have done your mock draft yesterday.
Maybe we should have, but the thing is, it would still be wrong. It'd just be easier to do.
Well, I don't know what you want to do now. Everything's all messed up, isn't it?
Everything's just a little off, a little wonky.
Do you need a moment? I can read some text if you need a moment.
Yeah, let me get a moment here and see if I can regroup.
Can you just have a moment to breathe?
Yeah,
and,
let's give him a moment to
move
sort
some
it
things
out.
around here.
Aiton's Army says Keon hit it on the head. Stephen A. has cited anonymous sources for much of his career, but up until very recently, the things he reported still had some legitimacy and truth to them. Now it's all about the clickbait and the facts, and what actually is true isn't important to him. We're just watching him decline as a journalist in real time. Yeah, okay. I just always know him as shouty guy.
Yeah.
Chief Skull says McCain should be drafted by Phoenix so he can take on Kerry Lake.
Yeah, well, that's a good
I think
one.
he's going
That's
to
a
be
good
busy
point
as
right
his
there.
job, his
Yeah.
actual job is basketball.
That's a
player.
good one. Yeah.
Yeah, and she carries around a Glock, so I wouldn't mess with her. Beer Bob says, Keon, with all the NIL money that gets thrown around college kids these days, do you ever see him raising the age limit or restriction for the draft that you have to be 3 years removed from high school graduation to be eligible? Like what the NFL does.
They've talked about just eliminating that altogether. Like at some point, it doesn't appear to be necessary because financially, guys find it beneficial to stay in college. So now you don't have to force them. They can just do that. Because what you had was for a while just a slew of guys just coming straight out of high school, and most of them just weren't ready. That was a big problem, and so that problem seems to be solving itself.
Kiss the Cook says seared abalone with sauce and fried noodles with chow mein. I'd much rather have noodles instead of making the fried rice. Or I can do abalone sashimi, spam musubi with the pan fried noodles and veggies, if that'll work for you. Randy, what do you say?
Well, I mean, I'm not really kind of no.
I'll just let them know we're
for
not
me.
picky.
Yeah.
Randy and I are not picky.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Keon might want
ramen.
Well, I was going to say takeout.
No,
there we go.
That's true. Yeah.
There we go. Big George says, wow, it wasn't even close. Jeffrey completely dominated this edition of the NBA mock draft preview show.
We're not even done, Big George.
His insightful analysis and criticism of French last names proved to be the difference. That extra effort looking up how to pronounce Rochambeau was incredible. Randy, close second. Keon really struggled with the names and came in last. Better luck next year, Keon.
Boy, I got Tijan Salon.
Yeah.
So me learning how to pronounce that one with like like
Yeah.
4 more consonants in there than there needs to be.
Right.
That doesn't get me anything, Big George. Big
I
George.
feel like I probably outdid you in the name thing.
I really don't think that you did. And
I think
also,
I did.
I don't think
I
his
think you're
name is
right.
pronounced
Yeah.
Rochambeau because there
Mm-hmm.
are no letters like that in there.
Pretty sure it is.
Yeah. I've been a broadcaster for like 30 years. How about you?
Okay, I've just
Okay.
I've heard you struggle with names, so it's not
Struggle?
like I don't think that
I
that's
never struggle
I
with
don't think the
names.
30 years of broadcasting helped with those. Is all
Are you
I'm
kidding
saying.
me?
Just
If it ain't the way I say, it is now.
I don't
Moist
think
one-
that those people's parents are going to agree with you. To be honest.
Oh, they're all for me.
Okay.
Moist one says, who's going to take a chance on the French stud, Jacques? Nice try.
The moment
Yeah.
he said French stud, I was like, oh, that's a trap.
Well, once
Oh,
he said
that's a trap.
Jacques, I'm like, I know what comes next.
Uh-huh.
I know what comes next.
Don't we all?
Well, let's see here. Hold on here. Beer Bob says, oh no, it was weird. All the texts that I've already marked red have come back unread. Now they are read again. Everything's fine. I'm out of text, Keon. Can you pick, are you ready to pick it back up or what? You need more time, don't you?
I
Do we need to just fast forward to the Suns? Is that what we need to do here? I don't know what to do with you right now.
Yeah, I mean, we can jump to the Suns, and if you want, I can kind of fill in all the stuff between that when we go back. But
well, we can't go back.
you
We're
can't
going
go
to go
back.
forward. We're going back. We can't start over just because the Wizards did a thing.
But they changed the actual real draft that I am mocking. What do you want me to do? Pretend that they didn't do that?
How fast can you rattle off everything and get caught up when when the time comes?
Very quickly. Very quickly.
Okay.
I'm not even going to get into the weeds on some of the players. Just going to have to get right to the names, and then we'll get to the Suns pick, and then we'll end there.
Oh boy.
I'm not sure if that's how we should do it, but that's how we're going to do it, I guess.
I appreciate that. I was like, oh, this changes so much more than I thought.
Chief Skull says, Keon not being fully prepared. I'm ashamed now. You know how he drafts his NFL teams,
Well,
Well, no,
not
it's
being
not his
fully
fault.
prepared for a thing a real life team did while I was doing the mock draft I was doing. Okay. Cool.
I'm not sure how real shows handle these things, but this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah, there we
We've
go.
already figured that out. Well, I'm going to let him keep figuring out his mock draft. I'll talk to Randy about this. So Shohei Ohtani,
Yes.
he hit himself a home run.
Yes, he did.
And as he's running, he's watching it. Now, he's not admiring it, so it's not plunkable offense.
Right.
But he's distracted watching it because he wasn't sure if it was going to go over the fence.
Yeah, it was what we call a wall scraper. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, he just about missed first base
Yeah.
when that happened. How would you coach him through this?
Well, quit watching stupid ball, put your head down, run the bases, and get back on the bench.
And pay attention to who?
The base coaches. Yeah.
Thank you. I just don't understand why he felt the need to watch it. That was going to change his trajectory somehow.
No, he was watching it to make sure it goes over the fence because he didn't know if the guy was going to catch it or not. It was one of those you don't know if it's going to make it or not. And had
but it doesn't change the direction you're running.
That's true. That's true. And
there's a guy there who'll say stop or go.
Yeah, and the other thing is he got around the base, didn't hit the base, was about a third to halfway to second base when the guy somebody got his attention and he turned around and came back and touched the bag. So yeah,
even though it was a home run, if he hadn't touched the bag, that could have been problematic.
He would have been called out. Yeah, because what they would have done is the pitcher would have got set on the mound. They would have called a timeout. I'm appealing the base runner missed first base. They would have thrown it over there, and the first base umpire would have rung him up, and he would have been out. Home run stricken from the record. Take the point off the board.
Yeah, I bet he'll be more careful next time.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got to hit the bags. That's part of the game.
Ohtani seems like a pretty smart guy. I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, yeah. I mean, look how he dodged that betting scandal. I mean, look at that. I mean, he is very smart. You're exactly right.
Yeah, he's probably, I don't know, is he a good gambler? I don't know. Whistling Gerbil, oh, wow. He says, yeah, worked for me. And what he's talking about is he had Ohtani in a 3-leg parlay, Aaron Judge to hit a home run, Ohtani to hit a home run, and Manny Machado to hit a home run. And I guess they all did.
Oh, they did. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
His $10 got him $498.
How about that? Good for you.
That is huge.
Yeah,
that is
man,
a hugely cool bet, Whistling Gerbil. Good for you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I just never get anything like that. I never get anything like that. T. Lesher says, as long as the Suns get Edie or Kolek, I'm good.
Kolek, the fire god?
Yes.
Boy, that would be a lineup
No,
there.
Kolek.
We did not expect them to get Kolek, the fire god.
Or Kotex, the other fire goddess. Yeah.
Yeah, Kotex, the goddess. And oh, yeah.
When she shows up,
everything changes.
Bad things. Are you ready to do your thing yet?
Yeah.
Well, we can't because it's time for a break. When we come back, we'll get back to Keon's draft, mock draft, or us mocking his mock draft, or something. I don't know. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
I feel occasional burning and stabbing in my hands as I age.
I sometimes feel numbness and tingling in my feet as I get older.
It's starting to get in the way of doing what I love.
At Nervive, we hear you and we can help. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use.
Now that I know, I'm taking control.
Try Nervive Nerve Relief and say yes to healthy nerves. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up? I'm tired of feeling so bloated. That used to be me. Then I got this. Align bloating relief plus food digestion. A probiotic, right? Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align bloating relief plus food digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Learn more at alignprobiotics.com.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-8787. That's 1-800-280-8787. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-8787. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Celebrating 30 years of AmeriCorps in Arizona looks like more than 27,000 members, 29 million hours served, nearly 75 million in scholarships, millions of lives changed. When you sign up for AmeriCorps in Arizona, you make a difference. Also, earn a living stipend, plus education scholarships. Join the movement by signing up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. Terms and conditions apply.
We know how it goes. You can't always tune in and hear your favorite shows and hosts.
Dude, look, I'm a loser. Okay?
It's cool, bro. That's why we post podcasts of your favorite shows and hosts. Listen when you want to. Listen on demand.
That is great and frankly kind of amazing.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com to download.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Sheep Skull says, Kolek the Fire God. That's fitting for the Suns.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think it's all over now. You talk about burn in hell Lakers. Now we're going to really see some fire, okay?
All right, so Keon, with your draft, where were we? We were on like 14 or something?
Yeah, we were on 14 where the
Holy
Wizards
crap, are we behind?
Just took that pick and
Yeah.
derailed an awful lot. So I'm just going to speed through this and get to.
So are you going to go
Suns.
back to the top real fast and rattle off your new 1 through 14?
Well, no, that doesn't change for me.
Oh, none of those change.
None of those change. That's all.
Oh,
the
well,
same.
that's a relief.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm
I thought there was going to have to be changes back there. Well, you should. Okay, go ahead.
No, it
Go
was
ahead.
just moving forward.
He had to redo his calculations. I get it. Okay,
Well, yeah,
so
because
are we at 14 now with the?
because if
with-
one player is different, then all the other
Right.
players going
so at
down. are
14
different.
is this the Wizards or the Trailblazers?
It's the Wizards. Was the Trailblazers until about 15 minutes ago.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, the Wizards now holding the 14 pick, taking Khalil Ware, the center, that I think can add
Where?
to them.
Where?
What team?
14, the Wizards, taking Khalil Ware.
Where?
Okay, so he is.
I don't see him on here. Where is
He fits a positionally. I don't know because I don't know what mock draft you're looking at.
Well,
He's-
I'm looking
he's
at
from-
the players, and he's not
Okay,
even in the
he's-
first round of picks.
He's from Indiana.
How do you spell his name?
KEL apostrophe EL.
No, last name.
WARE.
Oh, where?
Yeah.
Oh, where? I thought you said where. Well, okay. WARE. Got it. Found him. Okay.
All right. So
He's
big
way
guy-
down there.
Big guy out of Indiana, but I think that for the Wizards, and I don't think they're going to keep this 14 and make that pick. I think honestly they're going to try and move a little bit more.
Well, you better hurry up and do your thing.
Well, no, we're done with all that. They can't I can't do that again. So anyway, I think he helps them positionally. They really need a center. Number 15, the Heat taking Jacoby Walter because at point guard, they really struggled. They tried to rely on Lowry, just couldn't stay healthy, and they didn't really have a whole lot of depth beyond that. I think Jacoby Walter can come in, be a combo guard, help them out a bunch. Number 16, the 76ers, they'll be taking Zach Edey because the one thing you can count on is a Joel Embiid injury essentially every single year. And here's a guy that you can actually coach to play in a fashion similar to Joel Embiid. You're not going to have to change your offense too much while Embiid is off the floor. And I think that if he can learn to shoot a little bit, which he showed that he can, I think that that's going to be good for the 76ers.
Well, the other thing he needs to do is shave off that rubbish mustache. It's got to go. Well, seriously, you look a lot better without the mustache.
Sure, I personally don't care, but he can.
It's a silly looking mustache.
If you make the case to him, I'm sure that maybe he'll listen to you.
He looks like he's going for old time villain. You know what I'm saying? Like give Zach Edey a top hat and a cane.
I don't know
with
that's
that mustache
really going to work, but okay. 17, I've got the Lakers taking Rob Dillingham out of Kentucky, teammate of Reed Shepherd, who I had going to the Rockets 3. The Lakers might be in need of a point guard. Doesn't seem like they're very big fans of D'Angelo Russell. And to be fair, neither am I. He's useless defensively. And at least near the end of the season, he was very streaky, scoring the basketball as well. So like you have a guy that you can't trust on offense. Defensively, doesn't help you, not one iota. Rob Dillingham might actually come in and be an upgrade over that. Number 18, I've got the Magic taking Keyshawn George. Number 19, I've got the Raptors taking Carlton Carrington. They need some help at point guard now. 20, I've got the Cavaliers taking Kyle.
Wait, hold on. You mean Bub Carrington?
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't you say Bub?
Bub.
Because I don't know. That's
his real name is Carlton?
Yeah.
Well, no wonder he goes by Bub.
Nobody
wants to be named Carlton after the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You know what I'm saying?
I think people have come around.
He's like, please call me Bub.
But no, I've seen it. I've seen it both ways. Again, another one of those interchangeable. People said Bub. People have said Carlton. I don't think that he really minds. Cavs taking Kyle Filipowski, the center. They need to get bigger. They've also had some stuff with Jared Allen, their center. He was injured throughout the playoffs, and people questioned, how hard he was working to come back. I think it's kind of BS, to be honest with you, but the fact of the matter is those questions were floating out there. Number 21, I've got the Pelicans taking Yves Missy, who we talked about that French name.
Yeah, Yves.
Well, that's not how that's pronounced, so I can't pronounce it how it's not pronounced. But regardless, so he's there, helping the Pelicans, I think, just continue to have some size around the basket, especially if they're going to have Zion playing at the level that he was last year. Zion was healthier. He played more games. He played longer. I think that Zion pairs well with a big guy that can move like that. And then number 22, I have the Phoenix Suns taking Tyler Kolek, the guard out of Marquette.
Kolek. Yeah, we haven't had a good goofy looking white guy in a while, so this is a good pick.
And actually, his player comp that I saw.
No, Randy, you have to understand. All teams got to have at least one goofy looking white guy who's kind of, like pretty good, but he doesn't get in the way of the stars.
He's Kolek. He can go along with Molek, the fire god.
Right.
I don't think he's goofy.
It'll be the fire tandem, Kolek and Molek, the fire twins.
Yeah. But either way, I think that he is a really good basketball player. I think where like the Suns need help.
He's kind of short.
Point guard. 6'1" is not that short for a point guard.
For basketball these days, it seems like it is a little bit diminutive.
If you're over 6 foot, you're good.
He's itty bitty.
No, you're not. Not at 6'1". Not for point guard. No. 6'1", 6'1" is not itty bitty.
Well, can he dunk?
Why? First off, I don't know. But second off,
I mean, listen,
that's
the fact
not
you
his
don't
game.
know tells me everything I need to know.
He's a sharpshooter. The hell would he need to dunk for? Get them threes, man. What are we doing?
Hey, even Steph Curry can dunk.
Did you see when he did it in the finals and missed?
Yeah.
I don't need Tyler Kolek trying to dunk. Shoot them threes. So I just think that what he can add to the Suns, where a lot of teams don't necessarily want to draft an older player, because the Suns are currently under Matt Ishbia behaving like they want to win right now. The fact that he's a senior actually helps him because he's more mature. He's already kind of figured out like just what being an adult is like. You're not having to worry about like, okay, do we get his eating habits well? Do we get him on a training regimen? Like, no, he already knows how to do those things. He's a knockdown shooter, which I think is going to help with the spacing on this team, which you need. And he's just got really great court vision, high basketball IQ, which is something that the Suns didn't have at point guard last year because they had a bunch of guys that weren't point guards playing point guard. I think that they really need that position filled up, and I think that Kolek can do it.
So I looked him up, and I'm looking at pictures of this guy, and there's like, oh, he's going up for a layup. He's nowhere near able to dunk. It looks like he's very far. Every picture, he's like, and there's like this much space between him and the basket. So he's going to go in for some layups. I expect no dunking from the kid from Marquette.
Huh?
Okay, I don't expect dunks from my point guard generally. Like you get the special Ja Morant kind of guys, but the guys that last the longest, the ones that don't dunk.
By the way,
when was the last time you saw Chris Paul dunk? Was he a rookie?
Now that I've scrolled through a lot more pictures, goofy looking white guy, that it fits. No, it fits.
Okay,
every team's got to have one.
Because I had Kyle Filipowski going earlier to I think the Cavs. He's the goofiest looking guy in this draft, in my opinion.
Really?
And to me, no. he just
I don't know. All these white guys look the same to me because I'm looking back and forth between Kyle Filipowski and Tyler Cook.
You can't tell the difference. Okay,
no.
All right.
No, I mean they part their hair differently. So, is that the end of your draft?
Johnny Furphy might have the goofiest haircut of everybody in the draft, but either way, yeah, that's the end
Furphy?
of that's yeah. I'm stopping. I'm stopping at the Suns.
Furphy. Oh yeah, he looks like he looks like a lacrosse player.
It looks like he went to his barber and was just like, I'm not leaving here until you break out a Flowbee. That's what he looks like. It's just why would you let them do that to the top of your head? I never understand it.
Did you do the rest of your mock draft, or is this the end of it?
No, this is the end of it. The end of the reworked mock draft.
Okay.
I just threw together
because it looks like your team's got you still are not sure that it's congealed exactly what's going to happen in the next 8 minutes. But right now you got more picks coming.
Yeah, and at 26, the Wizards are sitting there again. I don't know what they're going to do. I have a feeling that they're going to try and move up and get somebody else in this lottery.
So any of these other players would fall to the Suns, who would you think it would be? Are you like Isaiah Collier? You're saying skip him and go to Kolek?
He could fall to the Suns. Like if Kolek is off the board, I would go Collier. But I think Collier showed a lot of stuff at USC that like a lot of good things, but a lot of weaknesses in his game. And I don't know that the Suns have the time to wait and develop somebody. Like that's the reason why it's a little specific to me that they go after somebody who's got some more experience playing the game or somebody who's proven that they can adapt quickly, because you're joining a roster with guys that are they're trying to play for a championship right now. I mean, James Jones even said it earlier in the summer, we could try and get back a lot of the picks that we traded away, but those picks don't help Devin Booker and Kevin Durant right now. And that's seems to be the line that the Suns are on. So if that's the case, I want the upperclassmen.
I just saw a story. It says Nick Claxton is looking like he's going to sign a 4-year, $100 million deal to stick with the Nets.
He's a good defensive player. I think the Nets are the Nets in a few years, if they keep stockpiling these picks and then they use them wisely, that's pretty scary. That's
$96 million guaranteed. Oof.
Hey, I don't know if I would have given Nick Claxton all that money, but also I don't think that they're trying to win right now. So, I mean, take care of the guys that are sticking around on a roster that doesn't have a very high chance of going anywhere right away.
Vermont Dog says this list is whack, yo. Check it, dog. Bronny James is being drafted by the Suns in that position.
He isn't, but that's fine. I don't know what to tell you. Just you can keep chanting it and repeating it, and that'll make it true. So
keep chanting it. Bills fan Russ says 6'1" is tiny. That was Tiny Archibald's height. They called him tiny.
6'1" for a point guard is not tiny. Yeah, we had Isaiah Thomas,
kind of small.
Not the OG Isaiah Thomas, but other Isaiah Thomas. Guy was 5'10". Nate Robinson.
Yeah.
Guy was below 6 foot. That's tiny. 6'1's not tiny.
That's pretty tiny. Yeah. Yeah.
Moist one says Eve Missy. Sounds like an old timey slang for a hooker. Yeah, let's go down there and find ourselves an Eve Missy, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. He's not wrong. And he says, dang it, I bet Zach Edey to go under 15 and a half picks in.
He had a really good combine. Where I have him, he may go higher than that. So your bet's not necessarily wrong.
I'm trying to see if this is an actual person that I'm being asked about. Make sure I didn't say a name out loud that I shouldn't say. And I don't see it in the first 2 pages. I will ask that question when we come back if I determine that is an actual person, Rattlers fan. You understand, with the people who text in this show, one cannot be too careful.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that sounded familiar. Yeah, nice try, Rattlers fan. All right, guys, we got to take this moment to end hour 2 and then begin hour 3. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-786-9300, 800-786-9300, 800-786-9300.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up. I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code QUICK to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Need a boost in capital or a flexible line of credit for your growing business? Hi, I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital. I can help you get the money you need fast. The process is a breeze with a simple application and same-day approvals. No more waiting, no more hassle. Just a straightforward path to securing the funds you need, faster and easier than asking your banker. So call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. That's 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
It's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, radio pal Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Keon Rose is in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we're broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I guess the draft is starting now-ish. I mean, I don't know. Are people on the clock now? Is it started?
I haven't seen it. They're at commercial break right now, so I'm guessing that.
Okay, so you can see it though.
Yeah.
All right, so you'll let us know when things happen. I mean, this is just the NBA draft, so we didn't deem this important enough to actually, make an effort. So, I mean, should we have? I don't know. Should we have made an effort?
Well, we are an NBA town.
Yeah.
But
we're not a hockey
other than
town
that,
anymore.
I can't. Well, we're still a hockey town, whether we
We're
have
not
a team
a
or
hockey
not.
town. We have
Yes,
no
we are.
team. We have not a minor or major league team. We have got ASU Sun Devil hockey, and that is it. That is it. I mean, a nice place to go watch them, but we got no team. And then it's like not right that the Phoenix Roadrunners or the Tucson Roadrunners, and pretty soon going to be the Reno whatevers, because stupid Morello, just not right. You can just come into a town and just take away our heritage, our history.
Our heritage.
Well, look at that. I got a Phoenix Roadrunners jersey been hanging here, right? For as long as we've been doing the show like this.
Yes, that's true.
That's history right there. I've had
Yes,
this
it is.
jersey as long as I've been in radio, I think. Close to it. Very sad. Very sad about that. It was bad enough. I mean, when they're like, well, you got the Coyotes, so now the Roadrunners, they got to move. I'm like, all right, that sucks, but okay. And I'm like, well, now the Coyotes are leaving. Maybe we get the Roadrunners back. Oh, okay. Well, there's something. Yeah, we'll go to some Roadrunner games. Hell yeah. And then Morello just what? I know why he's doing it, but
This
that ain't
is
right. You should not be allowed to do that.
This has affected you profoundly, hasn't it?
I think it affects a lot of people profoundly. A lot of hockey fans in the Valley. It's like the consolation prize would have been, hey, at least we've got the Phoenix Roadrunners. And now we got nothing. And soon Tucson's not going to have nothing.
Well,
it's all leaving Arizona, man. Bull crap. That's what that is.
What do you mean it's all leaving?
Hockey.
It's just that. Oh,
all the hockey's leaving.
Okay. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Go to an ASU game.
That's all you can do. I bet those prices are going to go up.
Well, there used to be
ridiculous.
Used to be a team up in Prescott, but I think they moved to Palm Springs.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah.
There's a man. Oh, I'll tell you what, they're doing great there. By the way,
yeah.
There's this new arena in Palm Springs, and I don't know who they're the minor league team for. I think it's the minor league team for the Kraken. Actually, I don't remember what they're called, but oh man, the community there has just embraced them. Because you got to remember, Palm Springs is like a miniature version of Phoenix. They got their Scottsdale, they've got their Apache Junction, they got all that same stuff, but shrank down into a smaller space. So when they got any kind of a sports team there, they've lost their man. The whole place goes nuts for it. They're selling out that little arena for this minor league team all over the place. For as long as that lasts, but still.
Well, I mean that I think last year they went to the championship series.
Oh, I don't care enough to pay attention. I'm just saying there's a lot that's going on there. So that at least we'd have something. At least we would be left with something. We have nothing. And now they're going to take away the Roadrunners.
We could go do the show from Palm Springs. And just,
I don't care about that place or that team. I'm done with that place.
Okay. I was just going to say, we could simulcast it on Phoenix here.
Yeah, no. Bear Claw says, my prediction is if Bronny doesn't get picked in the first round, he won't get picked at all tonight. Besides, the second isn't until tomorrow. Well, 1 p.m. tomorrow.
If he doesn't get picked in the one round that there is today, he won't get picked today.
That's what Bear Claw says. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's what that. Yes.
If why are you arguing with Bear Claw?
I'm not arguing with it. He's right, but he's right in the sense that if the sky is blue, the sky is blue is essentially what he said. There's only one round tonight. If he doesn't get picked in it, of course he won't get picked tonight. Magic Johnson.
You know, Randy, when Keon first got here, he wasn't like this.
No. I disagree. I have been like
feel
this
as
the
though
whole time.
we have shaped him. And
I
formed
feel
him.
like, yeah,
No,
he's got a lot more cranky.
Oh yeah.
Not cranky. I just, when you say things like that, I'm like, that's the same. You're saying that a thing is great because a thing is great.
Yeah.
What?
Bear Claw is 100% right. My prediction is if Bronny doesn't get picked in the first round, he won't get picked tonight.
Yes.
Because the second round isn't until tomorrow.
It's a prediction you can't miss, so why say it? Like, there's only one round tonight. What else was... Where else is he going to get drafted?
I don't know what the problem is. I feel like this is sound logic on Bear Claw's part.
It's a silly prediction because the logic is so sound. It's obvious.
Silly.
Yes.
Silly now.
What is the point of making that observation?
Well, I mean,
I think Keon's going to fit in at ESPN with all that arrogance. I think he'll fit right in.
What arrogance?
Yeah, your predictions are better than Bear Claw. Bear Claw, that was sound logic.
I didn't say it was better. I'm saying anybody with sense could have figured that.
I think
have you met this audience?
There's only one round. If he doesn't get picked in the one round, he's not getting picked in the. What are we doing?
Impressive leap in logic for this audience.
I actually think better of this audience than you do. Apparently, I think we can come to conclusions a little bit deeper than that.
I've been here longer.
No, he's been here a lot longer than me too.
Right.
Yeah.
Shoro says, so I don't watch hockey. Never did. Watch the playoffs for the first time. Here are my observations. Playoffs were fun for the most part. I thought Game 7 was boring. Not sure if both teams were gassed, but maybe they should make an earlier game best of 5, maybe. Anyway, it was Game 7, but never felt that, oh man, this team might not win. Anyway, probably won't watch again, but I did try. All right. Well, I mean, you said it was fun. I don't know why you wouldn't watch again. My wife says the same thing. She said, why does this need to go 7 games? Because it's always gone 7 games.
Yeah.
And I said, the only one that doesn't is football. I mean, the baseball goes 7 games for a championship. Basketball, she's like, oh my God, that takes forever. Like she had just heard this.
But don't you want the best team to win?
I think she just wants them to sort it out sooner.
You get a best.
She's got things to do.
Okay.
She's a very busy woman. Yeah.
Us men, we don't. This is what we want and have to do.
Yeah.
So if it needs to take 7 games, by God, let's give them 7.
I just
it is.
Think that
thank you.
It's best when the best team wins. If you do a best of 7, you basically all but guarantee the best team wins.
Yeah, well, she thinks a best of 4 would probably do.
Okay. It's more boring.
Well, it's also an even number, which makes it more problematic. But I didn't want to argue.
Best of 4.
There's a point where it's just best not to say
just like,
anything.
you know what? This isn't something you like, and that's okay.
Sometimes with the ladies, you've got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them, know when to walk away and know when to run.
Know when to run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, there's a plus-minus differential on is it dinner time?
Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, seriously, the NBA has broken the draft into multiple days? No one gives a crap about their draft, the first round, let alone others. Who decided this stupid idea of having multiple nights of crap was a good idea?
I believe that was ESPN.
And because
When they
ESPN has the NFL as well, and the multiple nights have been very successful for them in the NFL. So they figured, let's try it in the NBA. I happen to like the second round in the NBA being on the same day as the first round because they blaze through the second round. They spend no time on anything. They just fly on through. And
so
it's very nice.
Tomorrow at 10 a.m., it'll be done by about 10:15.
They're going to
tomorrow at 1 p.m., it'll be done by
because they're going to start again.
Arizona time.
Yeah. It'll be done by time we get on air, I think.
It's just...
Oh, my God. The pick is in for the Atlanta Falcons.
Here we go.
But
Hawks, Falcons, same thing.
It's a bird. Yeah. Bird of prey. Kind of like the cardinal.
Really. It's how much I care. All right. Well, I mean, nobody's going to be surprised, and they're going to milk it. So we're going to move on. Let's see. Spideymon says, I predict the team that scores the most points will win. There's no game tonight, Spideymon. You're not wrong, but that doesn't really apply.
It's generally, there are games tonight. There are baseball games.
Oh, that's right. The Diamondbacks get another crack at the 20s.
at the Twinkies tonight at the famous Bob. Yeah.
Vermont Dog says, just like the Atlanta Hawks, I am currently on the clock working on building these new residential homes, yo. Dude, you are not working right now. There's no way you are swinging a hammer in this heat and humidity.
Wow.
You got off work. Don't lie. Don't act like you're on a work site right now. If you are, you're out your damn mind. Baker's Cocky Hen says, at least we can bet Bronny won't be drafted tomorrow. Should have better odds by then. Oh, if he doesn't get drafted, yeah, he won't be drafted after tomorrow. You're right.
Yeah, if he's not drafted tomorrow, he won't be drafted.
Yeah, we Randy and I have decided he's a 4th round pick. Keon just is undecided, I think.
There is no 4th round, so he won't be that or a 3rd round pick.
So there's no tomorrow.
There isn't.
Whatever.
They don't have that many rounds, and they haven't for decades now, literal decades.
How long is it if the pick is in? How long does it get? How long is the walk for them to just
depends on how
somebody
many
out there?
Depends on a couple of things. Number one, can they get the commissioner out of his aqua long enough to go up there and read the pick? And second of it, how many commercials do they have during this in between the pick is in and actually hearing that the pick is in?
Yeah, I'm not waiting on these idiots. Just to find out it's the guy that Keon said.
Which I think it's going to be that guy.
I already forgot his name.
Really? Because you were annoyed with how many
Zachary
letters.
something.
How many letters it took him to spell
That's
Zachary?
a lot of damn letters for Zachary.
All right, here comes.
I think
the,
it was
the
something
commish.
like Zachary Sicouche.
Is it
Risachet.
Rochambeau? That's right.
There it is.
It's
Really not how you
official.
pronounce that?
That was it.
Frenchy French. Zachary Rochambeau is the first pick for the Atlanta Falcons.
We already know
look,
that. Is that a matter of fact?
Are you
or-
sure they have 10 minutes or 5 minutes? Because I know it shows your Wizards
I think the first team has 5.
Oh, okay. Well, this is the second team with 5 minutes. So maybe this is a quicker
All right.
draft than you thought it was.
Maybe the Goog lied to me. The Goog said 10.
The Goog.
Yeah.
No, all-knowing Goog.
All right. Well, I mean, we're not doing a draft show.
Sounds like we are.
Really bad one if we are.
We did last hour. Keon's a mock
Oh, we did
draft.
a mock draft. That's different. Mocking a draft is different than drafting a draft, and we're
Oh, I see.
we don't have any audio or nothing for the draft. So.
Well, I could find the bells and dust them off and play them if you want. I mean, to kind of get us into.
I don't know what the
kind of
noises are
mood.
for the NBA draft. I think it's different for the NFL
No,
draft.
I think it's. I think this is it right here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't use that.
On the ESPN, I'm pretty sure they
No,
use that
they
on
don't.
the
I
ESPN.
think that's a Espen NFL sound in
Yeah.
particular.
Oh, I know it is, but I believe
I don't think they
on
do it
the-
for the NBA as well.
Okay, all right.
I
Well,
don't
think
think so.
Might be wrong, Mr. Big Basketball, but okay. All right.
He's in a mood, Randy. Don't try to.
Yeah, I know.
I
I
just-
know.
I
Leave
just-
him alone, Randy.
I know. He is
I was
simmering
just-
over
I was
there
just
on
offering,
4. He's
but I don't
right between
think-
4 and 5.
I
Well,
don't,
go ahead and hum the song they use,
I
Keon.
don't think that's the song they use.
No, see, I did it. That's the NFL one. I did the
Oh,
NBA
that's
one.
the one you did was the NFL. Wow, that's kind of jazzy. I like.
I know. That's I just made that.
Is that like a saxophone or?
They should
a
record me
keyboard?
doing that,
Oh,
and
I
then
think
just
you're
play
right.
that.
Yeah, let's get
No,
a
Zachary
clean cut.
has
and we'll
Trae
send
Young
it.
hair. They should get along.
All right, here we go. Ooh, I like the
Yeah,
hit
see
at the
that-
end there.
you got that
was
little
not-
extra.
Did you just add that?
Yeah, I don't know. I
Wow.
did that the first time. You just didn't
Oh,
notice. Yeah.
Sounds like the beginning of the Cosby Show.
I
like
was
that.
very consistent right there.
No, the Cosby Show went something like ba-da-da-da,
Something you drink
ba-ba-da-da, something like that. That was the Cosby Show.
Something you drink now.
Ah,
See?
I was talking about the show, not
Oh. So I'm about to pronounce a name. It'll stun you all.
All right.
And let me know if I get this right, Keon.
Okay.
Jim Schlossnagel.
Wow. Did you just pronounce that right?
I think so.
Wow.
Jim Schlossnagel was on Texas A&M as the coach. They went to the World Series thing there. I
Yes.
believe they lost.
They did.
And they were
To the
like,
Tennessee
hey,
Volunteers.
we heard that maybe you were thinking of getting a job somewhere else. And he says, hey, listen here. punk ass reporter Biatch. I took the job at Texas A&M to never take another job again, and that hasn't changed in my mind. It's unfair to talk about something like that. I gave a big part of my life to come take this job. I poured every ounce of my soul in this job, and I've given this job every single ounce I could ever give it. So why don't you write that? Next day. See ya. I'm going on over.
And he didn't just leave Texas A&M. He
Going
went
to Texas.
He went to their rival, Texas.
Yeah, I don't even need to like get a U-Haul. I'm just gonna drive to work from my house where I live.
The next day.
Yeah,
it's possible that he he believed it when he said it, but it's like if you have to be, where the Aggies are, like they're so weird. If you have a chance to not do that, you should consider it. Personally,
who could ever trust another word this man says?
I don't know. I could.
Schlossnagel?
I think that leaving Texas A&M is the right thing to do.
Of course you do, as a Texas fan.
I think he owns that reporter that asked the question. I think he owns
that guy an apology. Ripped his head off.
Actually, I heard he did apologize.
The question was completely valid.
Yeah.
He's like, here, I'm going to apologize to you, but mostly so you'll spell my damn name right. Because there's a lot of letters in Schlossnagel.
There's a ton. I just think it's crazy to me that he couldn't just answer the question like everyone else has answered that question before, which is to say,
angry.
Hey, I don't want to talk about this right now. This is not the time or the place. I'm not interested in having this conversation.
The way to say it right there. Yeah.
I don't think it's fair to the players who are still getting over this. Like, there's a number of ways to finesse this so that you don't A, out and out lie, and B, you don't rip some poor reporter's head off for asking apparently an incredibly valid question.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come here to leave for another job next morning.
The very next morning.
He pulled a Schlossnagel.
I mean, maybe later that day. I mean, without knowing what the timeline was on that, he might have left that press conference and taken that job at Texas.
So now, in the future, a reporter is going to say, hey, you think about leaving and going to another job? The guy will be like, no, I'm the coach here of this team, and I have no plans. Are you pulling a Schlossnagel right now?
But the
are you Schlossnageling me?
Even if he had said that would have been a better answer because he would have just
follow up.
Because at least he's not ripping the reporter for asking. He's just saying, no, I intend to keep. Because coaches have made that lie before. This is just different because he made it seem like how ridiculous. How dare you ever ask me if I would leave these Aggies?
He called the reporter selfish. He said, I think that's a selfish question.
You Schlossnageling son of a bitch.
That's different from just lying. Just lying would have been okay, to be honest. Dude, yeah, no, I'm here for the long haul, man. Don't worry about it.
Keon. If I'm in that situation, all I'm going to say to the guy was no comment.
It's that easy. Because the thing is, if you wind up
this
saying,
is not the time, like you said, this is not the time to talk about this.
Yeah, like if your agent can't get through with Texas or whatever, the deal falls apart. If you say no comment, then no harm, no foul.
He's like, listen here, I got 12 letters in my last name. I don't have to answer to you.
Do you know how expensive all these consonants are?
Keon, enjoy Alex Sarr on the Washington Wizards.
I will.
I like that
on
dude,
there.
Man. Yeah, it's official.
Just got drafted, officially official.
And there's only like 4.5 minutes is how long the clock goes. Is what I'm getting right now. 4.5 minutes.
They're going to get through this one pretty quick then.
We have to take a break. We're not doing this anymore. I'm not even going to pay attention. It's going to be like it will be like 10 o'clock at night when the Suns get their pick. We'll all talk about what happens with that.
It's not going to be that long.
It's going to be hours.
It's not
hours and hours.
I'd be stunned at the rate that they're going that this thing lasts longer than 2 hours.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Texas A&M is the Amarillo of Texas colleges. There we go again.
Yeah,
all right,
I would say Lubbock and Texas Tech. That's fine. Yeah, A&M could work.
It's time for a break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
With the NBA draft taking place on Wednesday night, possible future MVPs. But who is the betting favorite to be the MVP in the league next season? That is Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets. The current reigning MVP is plus 340 to capture the award for the fourth time in his career. Dallas Mavericks' Luka Doncic is plus 380. Oklahoma City's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander plus 550. Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks is also plus 550 to win the MVP next season. Joel Embiid plus 600. And Anthony Edwards plus 1,400. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up? I'm tired of feeling so bloated. That used to be me. Then I got this. Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion. A probiotic, right? Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Learn more at alignprobiotics.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-761-0000. 800-761-0000.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast, too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, and the NBA draft is going. We're not doing a draft show, but if Keon sees something interesting that happens with the Suns or anything else, he'll let us know, because I don't give a shit. I'm just not going to watch. No, Randy, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing.
Were you announcing another name?
No, I was saying we're not doing that.
Pardon me. New
I
headphones.
figured we would, we would change gear and maybe talk about the Olympics or something, and
All
maybe
right.
some football. But
okay.
Before we go any further, somebody asked me, and I say no. I say nay. Say I. And they said, does this guy get a man of the day? And here's what it is. A 20-year-old Northern Ireland man by the name of Declan McFerrin has set a new Guinness World Record. Well, don't be that impressed. Declan McFerrin.
All right.
It's a very Irish name.
Yeah, it is. Very Irish. Yes.
But here's where he's famous for, I guess.
All right.
He assembled a Mr. Potato Head toy in just 5.15 seconds.
Oh my God! Really?
That includes 10 pieces: the hat, the pants, the eyes, the nose, the mustache, the mouth, both the ears, the arms, and the penis. And he did it in 5.15 seconds.
You did what now? The what now? What was that in there? You
I said the hat, the
Yeah.
pants, the eyes,
Yeah.
the nose, the mustache, the mouth, both the ears, and the arms.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and I heard penis in there.
If you hear what you want to hear sometimes, I think you hear what you want to hear.
Keon is on the same page I'm on.
I'm with Randy.
He's not paying attention. He's watching the draft.
No, I was paying attention.
Yeah,
You definitely said penis.
Oh my
Pretty
God!
sure.
Well, I know where your guys' minds are. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
listening
Declan
to you,
says
that's
he hasn't owned a Mr. Potato Head since he was a kid, but he randomly decided to go after this record, probably because nobody's touched his penis in a while. And he says He put a lot of time into it, but the day he broke the record, 4 straight hours working on it before he could get it in 5.15 seconds. So
4 hours?
Well, just trying. Nope, that wasn't it. Nope, that wasn't it. Nope, that wasn't it. But he got the 5.15 seconds. Now the previous records on the books, it was done in 5.43 seconds, set 2 years ago by somebody in Malaysia named Lim Kai Yi. So, Declan McFerrin, I'm sorry, this is not impressive at all. I mean, yes, quick, but it's just Mr. Potato Head.
Was he drinking a pint while he did it?
Oh, I'm sure he did after.
Yeah. Well, you got to do it while you got to have the pint.
It's at least more interesting if you do it, if you drink it while you do it. Wait until afterwards.
You take down about half of that pint.
If it's a prerequisite,
Mr. Potato Head, and then bang, the rest of it's down
the next record. Pint of Guinness. How fast can you put the toy together? I think that now you have our attention. Sorry, it's not a man of the day sort of thing. So no, Snoop Dogg is not going to get any sort of man of the day. He just has more access than Snoop Dogg probably should. But he's doing some broadcasting for the Olympics. So they're like, hey, let's do this. Let's get him out there and have him run the 200 meter and see how he does. So here comes Snoop Dogg, 50 plus years old, running the 200. And he got a 34.44. That was his time. Olympic gold medalists were getting it at 19.62 seconds.
What can you imagine? Snoop at 50.
This is not a bad time for a Snoop Dogg.
Well, he's tall and lanky, man.
Not a great time for anyone else, athletic.
Which he's not.
He probably heard the gun go off and he's like, okay.
And then he got up and started strolling.
The gun goes off. He hands his drink to somebody, says, I'll be right back. And starts running.
Hands his gin and juice to somebody.
That's it. So yeah, I don't think we need Snoop Dogg running in the Olympics or anything. But it's interesting that they've tapped him to do broadcasting or to do any sort of coverage. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And he's charming, I guess. The thing that's really bothering me is the AI Al Michaels that they're using for the Olympics.
Really? They've got an AI Al Michaels.
What now?
Okay. I bleep you not. This is a real thing. Al Michaels, they've done an AI version of him to do NBC Olympic updates. I don't know why. I don't know whose idea this is. Al Michaels is like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, he really thinks it's kind of neat. But the problem is we should have gotten him to do his voice samples before he was 80. We probably should have done it back when he was like a little more energetic and dynamic.
Okay.
Because here, take a listen to this. This is the AI version of Al Michaels doing a Paris Olympics update.
Ty Kelly, welcome to your daily Olympic recap, your personal rundown of yesterday's most thrilling Olympic moments. Since you're a swimming fan, let's head right to the pool. Team USA secured a stunning victory in the men's 4x100 meter medley relay, smashing the world record. Over at the diving venue, Krista Palmer showcased resilience and skill, overcoming past knee surgeries to qualify for the women's springboard final. Meanwhile, a tough break for Canada's Pamela Ware as a failed final dive scored 0, ending her bid for the final. Check out these highlights from yesterday's
The way
action.
his words are all kind of crammed together. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Check out these highlights. You can kind of tell it's not perfect, but it is his voice, but it doesn't sound very interested. It's like, hey, this isn't Sunday Night Football, Al. This is the Olympics. You got to sound interested.
Yeah, well,
I think that's probably.
Do you believe in miracles, or
do
you believe in miracles? It just doesn't sound right to me.
You got to blame the people who use the voice samples, because we have plenty of voice samples from young Al Michaels. You could have thrown that in there to have the AI generate that.
I think to make it as smooth as possible, there's a certain amount of things they have to have him sit down and read a bunch of different words, and after they have that collection, then it can create any words. And I think that's so. This is a current Al Michaels sample, but I don't know if there is enough Keon, because then you have background noise. It's a whole lot of issues. I mean, I'm sure you're right. It could be done, but it probably would have been done with more expense when they go, oh, look, we have Al Michaels right here.
Okay, that's fair.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, why do they think Al is an acceptable replacement for, AI?
Come on. He's a legend. He's synonymous with the Olympics.
What he meant to say was, why do they think AI is an acceptable replacement? America's corporations are becoming as lazy as the people.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not worried about AI yet. And when I hear that, it sounds off, doesn't it? You guys can tell, right?
Yeah, I think if you've heard enough Al Michaels, but I think if you're somebody who maybe only watches the Olympics, and plenty of those people exist, might not have heard enough Al Michaels in a while to really know that they're not hearing Al Michaels.
You see the thing, they're using AI de-aging, like they did for the Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones. Now they're doing it to Forrest Gump and Jenny. It's not a Forrest Gump movie, but Tom Hanks and the gal who played Jenny, they de-aged them. They're using that de-aging technology to make them look younger in a movie. And so, like I said, listen, there are some uses for AI. There are some uses for this sort of technology, but it ain't there yet. You know what I mean? It ain't there yet. People are worried, and rightfully so, that AI computers will take away jobs from human beings. Well, it's going to happen. It's already happened. I like how the actors are all precious about it when they've been doing it to auto workers for like 30 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They're like, oh my gosh, they might do what? That's when they get upset about it. So anyway, I guess you're going to see some AI generated Olympic. Though, here's the thing: if we could get AI versions of us,
hey, now we're talking.
Oh my God, no.
We could take time off.
Oh yeah, Ron would never know either.
Nightmarish to me.
Yeah. Oh
so
no.
What you do, Randy, is we come in and we do like the first hour of the show.
Yeah.
Then by then he's had enough of us. He's driving over to get a little liquid happiness going.
He's getting a lube job. Yeah. Go ahead.
And by the time he hears the show again, he's not going to notice that we're AI.
Oh yeah. Yeah. After after a drink or seven, he won't even know.
I wonder how much it would cost to get an AI version of us doing this show.
Probably hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's a lot to just get days off.
Well, we won't pay for it. Just we'll sell Ron on we have to get a new piece of equipment.
Well, the whole point is I don't think he's going to buy that. We'll just wait till it gets cheaper. Inevitably, all this technology will get cheaper.
All right.
And then I'll buy it. When it's like $30, or if there's a subscription, I'll take care of it.
30. That'll probably be in next year sometime.
Yeah. All right. So next year.
Yeah.
We're about next year. Anyway, Pink Eye says Snoop can do the high jump. So I do want to say that the U.S. Olympic team, at first I was like, oh, great, we're going to be ugly Americans. And then I thought, no, I would do the exact same thing. I would. I don't know if this makes me ugly, but here's what's going on. In Paris, they're like, hey, we are going to set up your places for you to hang out in the Olympic Village where you will sleep and not have sex. And they always frown on that, but it always happens. Anyway, so they're like, we're trying to be good to Mother Earth. There'll be no air conditioning for you. Sorry, what? It's summer, gonna be around 80, 79 degrees at night. Nobody wants to sleep in that when you're trying to be an athlete, right? The goal is to keep the rooms between 73 and 79 degrees. But we are going to use pipes with water and the fans. You will not have the air conditioning. The hell we won't. The American team is bringing their own.
Good.
They're bringing their own portable air conditioners because they're like, no, 79 degrees is a bit much. And if we're trying to be at our peak, these athletes
need a good night's sleep, and you're not getting that if you're sweating through your sheets. So the United States has said, yes, we're bringing air conditioning for the all the athletes. Up yours, Mother Earth, says the United States. But hey, it's not just us. It's not just us. Other countries are doing the same thing. Other countries are flipping the bird to Mother Earth. Australia, Italy, Germany, Canada, Britain. Yeah, because these places are never this hot. I mean, 79 degrees overnight for them. They're not used to that. So I would imagine more countries are going to do the same thing because sleep is a very important thing for an athlete, you know? So, so I'm all for it. When I first heard it, though, I was just like, oh, Jesus. Now we're going to look bad. Then I'm like, no, you know what? There's poop in your rivers. Why don't you guys focus on that?
I was just going to say, your river's full of crap, and you're
what do you think is going through the pipes? Daisy poo-poo water for ye.
Poo-poo.
Weso Grande says American Olympians are bringing AC to the games because they're the coolest. That's a 2-minute penalty right there. I'm sorry, Weso Grande. You're right. I don't know. Wait, we should probably discuss this. Does that deserve a penalty? That was very punny. That was very pun.
No, it was very punny.
The coolest.
Yeah,
but it was also patriotic, though. And I feel bad giving Weso Grande a penalty this close to 4th of July.
Yeah, you have a point there.
Holy crap, this draft is taking forever. How's your mock draft doing, by the way?
I haven't missed yet.
Oh, you got Shepard in there for the Rockets. You got Castle for the Spurs, and now the Pistons are waiting around to see who won't matter to them.
Because they're the Pistons.
Right.
Like the Pistons can draft anybody, and I'm genuinely concerned about them.
Weso Grande says, I'll salute you if you don't penalize me. Well, I don't need you to salute me. I think we're going to be kind, and we'll just give you a warning on the puns. Big George says the French are notorious for making fun of us Americans for using air conditioning everywhere. Meanwhile, they have a heat wave in Paris. Thousands of people die from heat stroke. But hey, at least they were being environmentally friendly, right? In death. George isn't wrong. He is not wrong. Okay, listen, there is a new study out that you guys probably need to hear about. Warning fantasy players that it can become an obsession, and the more deeply you engage with the game, the more extreme the emotional experience has become, I guess for better and for worse, but the fear is it could be bad for your mental health. So what they're saying is fantasy sports can deliver intense emotional highs along with potentially troubling lows, like gambling, or honestly being a fan of any sport in general, right? I mean, Randy, you're a Cardinals fan, and that's probably not been exactly a beacon of positive mental health. And then look at Keon with his woes, just with his teams in general.
Yeah.
The ones from DC. Do you feel like your well-being is helped by your fandoms?
No.
And seeing you play fantasy football, your well-being's not being helped by your fantasy football playing either. I mean, let's be honest.
I disagree, but
that's the spirit.
What do you want me to say? I don't.
Hey,
I feel like I wasn't bad last year. I was okay.
Mm-hmm.
But,
so here's what they found. They found more experienced players generally reported less anxiety than newcomers. So over time, as you play fantasy sports, you might develop coping mechanisms that handle the inherent uncertainties and disappointments of the fantasy sports. The negative mental health outcomes weren't just in players who came in last place either. It's also common in players who are most competitive or ones who had financial stakes in the games. I will never play for money because I'll never win if I do. Authors of the study said that that shows that fantasy sports just isn't harmless entertainment like a lot of people think. But if you play in fantasy sports, none of this is surprising, right? It's a thrill, it can be a drain. It has affected my mood. It has.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, at the end of the night, I'm like, damn it, that bastard beat me. And even if you're doing good, yay, you're getting hammered with bad performances. Ooh, injuries. Oh no, and then regret. It does affect your mood, but it's also worth noting that the study did not follow fantasy players throughout an entire season. The data was collected in one section, one time. It only involved people playing fantasy soccer, so take that for what it's worth.
Oh boy. I mean, soccer players and fans tend to be a bit on the emotional side anyway, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I'd known that this thing had been done with soccer fantasy players, I would have never even read this out loud.
Mm-hmm.
I got to pre-read these things, I think.
Yes.
Choro says, 2 French dudes go back to back. This draft sucks.
There's a bunch of them in this draft. I don't know. The last French guy didn't turn out so bad.
Yeah, Wembanyama.
It's just like maybe.
When did the French and how does this happen? The French became so damn good at basketball all of a sudden. Now we're swimming through Frenchies.
Well, because I think that was a point of emphasis for their international athletics, was they wanted to put a lot of money and energy into basketball specifically. And you can tell the training that a lot of these guys go through, it starts earlier for them. They've got a lot of experience. They're playing in the pro leagues over there at a pretty early age. So they already know what it's like to play with adults. Then when they get to that higher level, they're not fazed by it. So
I was watching Jay Billis today, and he said something to the effect of the French national team, the Americans better look out at this Olympics, because the French national team is going to we
damn good. Well,
when it
we
comes
don't
to
know how these guys are going to turn out yet.
We don't know, but you also have to count Wemby from last year. Bilal Coulibaly was drafted last year in the top 10. He turned out to be pretty damn good. The French have players, and I have heard that the next wave of French players next year also good.
Did you say Bilal Coulibaly?
Bilal Coulibaly. Yeah.
Bilal Coulibaly. It sounds like a guy who's drowning.
Sure.
It is an interesting name.
Who does he play for?
The Wizards.
France.
For us.
That
makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, France internationally. But he was a really good defensive player, and as a rookie, the shooting was better than I thought it would be early. So that was a guy that they traded up and snuck up and got him. So I was pretty pleased about that. I like the direction that team's moving in.
Bat Flipper says French are soft. NBA is soft. Makes sense.
I don't know. Did Wemby look soft last year?
No, Wemby was good.
Okay.
Wemby's good. Wemby took him a moment, but he got there.
Tony Parker got that elbow to his nose and then just got that thing patched up and went back out there and continued right on playing. Like, I don't know that the French guys that have played in this league are fitting that description. The guys that can make it, those guys are tougher than most.
Well, I think I aggravated Pierre talking about the air conditioning.
I'm sure.
We'll let him have him say when we
Pierre,
come back.
who doesn't live in France, by the way.
Yeah.
He's very inconsistent about this. Sometimes he has very strong opinions pro France. Sometimes he's like, no, I'm French Canadian. Don't lump me in with them. So I don't know. Pierre's all over the place.
We get that from not just the French. There's all sorts of people that do that. So it's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-761-0000. 800-761-0000.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer. The 4th of July appliance savings are happening now at the Home Depot. So upgrade with innovative appliance brands like GE Profile. Modernize your kitchen with a new GE Profile 4-door French door refrigerator with hands-free auto-fill dispenser. And with the GE Profile Ultra-Fast Combo Washer Dryer, you can tackle large loads in about 2 hours. Save up to $2,400 on select kitchen packages with 4th of July savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing about June 19th through July 10th, U.S. only. See store online for details.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a walk-off grand slam or a base hit to center field, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
Never again will you have to say, I missed that segment. I'm such a dinkus.
He's so lame.
Never miss an important segment, favorite host, or show again. Check out our podcast and listen whenever and wherever you want.
It's the reason Al Gore invented the internet.
Follow us on Facebook or Twitter or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and nothing interesting is happening in the draft.
Not interesting necessarily, but I will say ESPN cannot stop labeling the players wrong on screen. They showed a picture of Dalton Connect.
Oh, funny.
And this is not Dalton Connect.
That is not, because Dalton Connect is a white guy.
Yeah. Apparently it's happened
funny.
multiple times in the broadcast, but this is the worst one. So
are you surprised that Espen is making these kinds of mistakes?
I am not surprised, but good Lord, man.
It's still one of those things. You're not surprised, but there's that moment of what the
this was before the draft started. Like you haven't even started the thing yet to screw it up. You screwed it up before it even began.
Wow.
Yay.
Hey, I was looking at some of these rookies. I'm like, I wonder how much their money they're going to make. And I found the rookie salary chart. Now they get paid more the closer to the top they get picked. They get okay. So
Sure.
The first guy that got picked, the first Frenchie French, got 12.6 million. Next Frenchie French gets 11.3, and then the next person gets 10.1. By the time we get down to the Suns. The guy we picked gets $3 million. That ain't bad.
Total.
As a rookie, that ain't bad.
No. NBA players make more money.
Yeah.
Teams are smaller. So
it's harder to get on a team, but if you do,
yeah,
you're doing all right. You're doing all right for a rookie.
And it's guaranteed. Whereas in the NFL, you can get on a team, but who knows if you're going to get all of the money? Do you even hit the incentives? Do you get enough playing time? The NBA, if they play you, you get paid. If they don't play you, you get paid.
All right. So our guy gets 3.1 million. Your guy got 11.3 million. And who knows what else is going to happen. But, that's kind of good. That's kind of good, I think. That's good. Pierre's mad at me because I was supportive of the United States bringing their air conditioners to Frenchy France.
Yes.
Even though Pierre lives in French Canada.
Yeah.
He says, I am offended by your characterization of the French. We are proud people. We do not need the modern conveniences of air conditioning to survive. You Americans better not break our cardboard beds and our chairs with your American sex orgy. You're just mad because you aren't invited.
And do you think that that's just the Americans at the Olympic Village?
Oh, it's everybody.
Getting it on? No.
Yeah.
No, that's everybody in the world is doing it. You put a bunch of young, attractive people who are very athletic together.
You know when they got the fishing fleet and they pour all the fish out of the net and they're all flopping around? That's the sex orgies. That's right. That's just constant. The athletes, constant.
They made those the what they call the sex-proof beds. So they're very flimsy. If you attempt to use them for anything other than sleeping, they fall right apart.
Well, the athlete said that they still did. They still did.
Yeah,
they did not. The sex-proof beds were not sex-proof at all because they were knocking boots all over that place.
Yeah, that's the thing is you don't have to use the bed.
Oh no, they used the bed. They were like, no, you trust me, these things work.
There was one player that said, because they had it at the previous Olympics too. There was one player that said, "Who was using the bed?" people were just having sex everywhere. It was just outside in the courtyard. Just like, wait, why bother with the bed? These are athletes. They can figure out how to do this. This is not.
Yeah, they're like, we're athletes. We can do this standing up. Okay?
Yeah, this bed situation is not necessary at all.
No, but here's the thing is, the athletes probably hearing, oh, sex-proof beds, challenge accepted. Yeah, all you did was probably increase the amount of sex being had at the Olympics by saying you were trying to stop them having sex at the Olympics.
And who needs who needs a good night's sleep if you've already done your event, you've gotten whatever medal you've gotten, you're just there hanging out. If the bed breaks, who cares? Well, who is actually stopped by this?
It might be a deposit. I don't know. I mean,
I somehow
they may
think
pay a deposit. Sorry, Moist One. That was way too easy. Sorry.
Got to take that one back from him. That's
wow.
That was close. You know what? Let me read some text real fast. Baker's Cocky Hen says, so is France a school these guys both went to, or is Espen just being lazy again? The top two picks being schools, say France.
Yeah, no, I think that's just kind of laziness. Like, they didn't change the graphic for it. France is obviously not a school, but that's where they're coming from.
D Banks After Dark says if Kevin Durant goes to Houston, his new uniform should have a travel trailer on it. The stickers of all the states he's played in. He's not going. He ain't going to Houston.
That is brilliant right there.
Hamilton Porter says French don't use AC. No wonder they smell so bad. Oh, no, that's not why. It's because they don't wear deodorant. That's what I think I've been told.
Between the deodorant and the cigarettes and the AC, we're starting to get an idea.
Yeah, the cigarettes is enough.
It's that combination of smells, boy.
It's like being in my backyard, smelling my neighbors.
But sweatier.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1964, University of Wisconsin standout Rick Reichhardt received the highest bonus ever when he signed with the Los Angeles Angels for $200,000. Bidding war for the talented Badger outfielder ultimately led the owners to institute a draft, which started in 1965. And the first over number one selection, do you know who that was? No. First ever number one overall selection was ASU's Rick Monday.
No kidding. Wow. All right.
Go Sun Devils.
Yes, absolutely. That's back when the Sun Devil baseball program was elite. Elite.
Oh hey, Keon. You're
they just drafted
your Klingon.
Yeah, just drafted DeAndre Ayton's replacement up in Portland.
As you predicted, right? Did you predict that one?
I did, yeah. Which is the first one I've gotten in a while, because Ron Holland and Tijan Salon, I didn't have them going anywhere near the top five, and they're top five picks.
Yeah, Tijan Salon, another Frenchy French. Now 3 French guys in the top 10.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Says the NBA draft.
The guy can play. You got to take him.
I wonder. I really wonder. Because now if unexpected people are going early, that means some unexpected people might be available later. Dare I dream? And who should I dream of?
Who should you dream of?
I don't know. Right? Yeah, because I have no idea.
I mean, let's see of guys that could probably fall. I like Nikola Topic, but I don't think that he's going to be helpful for the Suns because he's coming off an ACL injury. But he was a person that was a projected top 5 pick before he got injured, and that's really hurt him a lot. But boy, if that happened, if for some reason he fell all the way down to where the Suns are, that'd be incredible.
So, what if Bub Carrington's around?
Yeah, you could use him. I think that he would be a better pick than Kolek. I think just in terms of all the upside that he has to offer.
Sheer mathematics show that is a possibility. Yeah. Devin Carter will go way earlier, right?
I assume that, but like I know that you couldn't get 10 people to agree on what the top 10, 15 of this draft was supposed to look like. Just they all had their own opinions. It's just it's a very blurry draft that way.
So I think the best thing we can do is we all just we turn off our TVs, we go to bed, and we wake up and we see what the NBA draft fairy has left us.
Hey, that's a great idea. We could have like the NBA draft fairy.
Right. You put your hopes and your dreams under your pillow, and you wake up and see what happens.
And see if they've been filled.
Yeah. I think that's probably the best thing. I'll have to go watch some more of that Dark Matter show instead of watching this. Baker's Cocky Hen says Flipowski to team with Grayson Allen for the Suns. Flipowski is he's possible, but that's a power forward. We need a point guard, right?
Well, Filipowski's like power forward center. He plays a little bit of both.
Yeah.
And they do need some help at center. I just don't know that he plays in a way that's different enough from Yusuf Nurkic that you would draft him. That's why a lot of people like Edey, because then you could still keep Nurkic if you drafted Edey, play him more as a power forward. Or if Edey's too slow for some lineups, then you can still move Nurkic back to the center spot and be okay. It gives you a little flexibility. They don't play the same way.
Well, whatever the case, let's just hope for the best player we could possibly get and somebody who can help this Suns team be a little bit better and maybe go a little deeper into the playoffs. Here's hoping. All right, guys, that's it for us. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Enjoy your evening. Bye-bye. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.